for part 3. Hello everybody, welcome back to the membership drive. We started this stream over 20 hours ago with 45 minutes on the timer. There's still 45 minutes on the timer. I broke time. Not sure how that happened. We are going to continue covering the dumb of Austin Whitsitt being covered by Fakatzoid. And I am proud to announce that possibly this Friday or Saturday, we will have Austin Whitsitt versus Jiren Campanella on my... we will have, sorry, Fakatzoid versus Jiren Campanella on my channel.
It shouldn't be true if it wasn't flat.
Oh, Bev, I don't know what the height of the star is. Do you? Did you measure it today?
Trillions of miles away, of course.
Right. Pretty sure it's all working. Right. Now, the timer can be increased with a membership or a £10 super chat. I don't want you to do that because I want to go to bed.
Are just projections. There's like they're just merely conceptual and they can be changed around. This is the important part. This is the important part.
If the Earth was flat, wouldn't we be able to map it easily?
No. The problem is again the way that we act. Could we, in theory, sure, maybe, but the actual problem is the way that we did it, which is we took a coordinate system. We created a coordinate system. So they presuppose the globe, they reify it.
So do it without doing that. Where's it? Aussie Mike gifted 10 memberships. Thank you very much. Taking it back up to 1 hour 16. Let's crack on. Right. I'm going to use the ablutions before we continue. So I'll be back in just 2 minutes.
Pick it up, pick it up. Is it dirt? Is it potato? Watch the screen and wait for the show. Once revealed, we're dying to know. Is it dirt or a potato? Check it out. Dirt or potato? Yes, I'm right, let's go. Dirt or potato? It's the game that steals the show. Look at the picture, don't make a mistake. Is it a spud or is it a face? Out of the ground or from his own behind? Dirt or potato, what will you find? Right on! Can you tell what's underneath? A derpy mug shop or a root beneath? With every guess, we laugh and cheer. Is it dirt for a potato? Let's make it clear. Hang it up, give it a show. Dirt for potato, let's go. Skank it up, skank it up. Is it from the dirt or a funny disguise? Could it be a tater or a pair of eyes? What's in the ground or lurking around? Dirt or potato, where will it be found? Could it be smooth or full of lumps? Maybe it's grown on someone's big rump. Get your guess in, let's see what's true. Dirt or potato, it's all up to you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the picture, don't make a mistake. Is it a spud or is it a face? Out of the ground or from his own behind? Dirt or potato, what will you find? A pile of soil or a starchy friend? Guess it right and you'll ascend. Look real close, don't let it slide. Is it dirt or a potato waiting inside? Let's go, rude boys. The garden patch or a silly trick? Will you pick the right one or end up quick? Whether it's dirt or a golden spud, dirt or potato, here comes the flood. A mystery unfolds, what will it be? A lovely spot or dirt, can't you see? With every reveal, we're in for a laugh. Dirt or potato, it's the ultimate craft. Dirt or potato, guess it right, let's go. Dirt or potato, it's the game that steals the show. Beneath the earth or just pretend. A lump of soil or some dumb trend. Pick your choice, don't hesitate. Dirt or potato, now seal your fate. What's in the box, what will appear? A mash of dirt or something unclear. Make your move, we're almost through. Dirt or potato, it's all on you. Will it be fries or a dirty pile? Guess it wrong and we'll laugh for a while. Test your luck, it's time to go. Dirt or potato, let the guessing flow.
When I was playing the game Dirt or Potato, I was just a bit annoyed because I was just being shown potatoes and nothing else. Mr. McKean, I will be sending you a link right now. Dave McKean's going to come on and keep me entertained for a minute. Infinite Craigs. How's everyone doing out there? CC or Rotten Banana? Yeah, Dave McKean, starstruck, I know, we all are. So, Dave's going to come on, we're going to have a chat. We're still covering for Catzoid. Now, we've only got 1 hour and 12 minutes left, and I don't expect that to be increased. Talking to you, you cunts. I did send the link to Dave, right? Yes. He must just be turning on his PC. I could be out there in the glorious sunshine. Could have gone to the gym with my wife. But no. You guys forced me to stay here and entertain you. Because I'm your dancing monkey. Hello, Dave. Well, where's Rusty?
Hello.
Where's Rusty?
He's out of sight.
There he is. I see him.
If we get up to 400 members, if you get up to 400 new members, I'll flip it to Rusty Cam for everyone.
I mean, it is impressive that you can put on a camera of Rusty and still get 3 times the views of Nathan Oakley.
That's because Rusty talks less shit than Nathan Oakley.
Yeah, and he's a lot better looking as well.
Yeah, and he understands how to fucking measure things.
How are you doing?
I do enjoy. I'm currently gathering material to do a video tackling Oakley because yeah, it's quite amusing. The self-proclaimed expert of how to measure things, who famously couldn't convert one unit of measurement to a different one.
Yeah. Covering Oakley it's a gross thing.
Yeah. I have to sit through streams and then go for a shower.
He's he's going on a book tour. Because he's written this book about Flat Earth, which he didn't actually write. He actually got ghostwriters to write this book about Flat Earth called Welcome to Flat Earth.
Yeah.
And now he's comparing himself to Jesus and going on a worldwide book tour. Does he mean he's just going to stand outside libraries and throw the books at people?
I was going to say, I think what it means is whenever he goes on holiday, he's just going to take a copy of the book with him.
I don't know. He probably won't be allowed out of the country looking like that. Fucking Uncle Fester. What the hell is wrong with him?
I quite enjoyed, actually. I've been, every now and again, I'll just pop into his streams just to see, because there's certain bits that I know he always says that I need to just clip.
Like the entire first 10 minutes of every single stream.
Oh, Jesus. It's painful to listen to at times, but it's quite funny sometimes. You just catch moments of comedy gold. So they had an absolute fucking meltdown the other day.
Yeah.
Because they were in some... I don't even know what the hell the precursor to it was. It was just when I turned it on. Brian's logic was actually kicking off at Oakley.
Okay, that's always fun.
Yeah. Because somebody'd asked about basically harking back to the whole we don't have a map, and it was saying about routes and how are you meant to know like how far you're traveling and how long it's going to take without a flat Earth map. To which Oakley's response was, "Why are you going on a journey? Are you going to be flying across the ocean or whatever? Because then what difference does it make?" Basically, couldn't answer the fact that they haven't got a map, so just deflected away of it's not important because we don't need one. So
because he's not personally going flying around the world, therefore they don't need a map.
Yeah, pretty much. That was it. That was his thing. If we don't need we don't need an accurate map because we're not doing the journey, so it's not of a concern to us. To which Brian's logic harked in and going, no, it absolutely is, and starts kicking off at Oakley for trying to just dismiss it. But then I remembered I've got a clip somewhere of Oakley demanding that a pilot be sacked for accounting for Coriolis when flying, and I'm like, so Oakley's moral compass is he will refuse to get on a plane if the pilot is accounting for Coriolis, but is happy to get on a plane if the pilot comes onto the tannoy and goes, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what direction I'm going to be flying. I'm assuming we've got enough fuel because I don't know where the fuck I'm going or how far it is or how long it's going to take. We'll just hope for the best." He's fine with that.
The Earth might be rotating and it could affect our current our trajectory, and we're not entirely sure. But don't worry,
Yeah.
I'm sure we get somewhere around where we're meant to be going. There is enough parachutes for maybe 4 or 5 of you, so no fighting.
Yeah, it's like the whole map. No map, no maps at all, no accurate maps. But then they hark on about celestial navigation, and I'm like, okay, so you take a bunch of angle measurements to stars, and then how do you work out where the fuck you are?
Yeah, they've like, we measure the Earth flat. Yeah, then what?
Yeah.
What's the next step?
I'm gonna draw those angles onto my keyboard, and that will tell me where I am.
No, we're just gonna do Whitsit's method. Measure the angles with our eyeballs, and boom, Earth's a flat.
Oh, jeez. It's like the bit you were covering just then when he was when they're talking about mapping out the world and how too expensive it's going to be. I'd already had that conversation with him in Punta when he tried saying that, and I said, "You've got the fucking map on your phone." He's like, "Yeah, but that's a globe." I said, "So go and test it. Pick a location. Just go. You can use Google Earth and measure a distance up between any 2 places on Earth. Go and test it. Are the distances accurate or are they not? Because if it's a globe and if Google Maps is a globe and the Earth's not a globe, then the distances will be wrong."
Yeah, like Jiren has said, if you get a map of a house and you go to where on this map it says the bathroom is and the bathroom's not there, you can take that map back and say, well, this isn't right.
Yeah. It's like what Flatsoid said before, because he was talking about I think it was part of when they were talking about celestial navigation, and he was saying about the corrections.
Yeah.
And he said something like, if you don't apply the right corrections, you get the wrong results. I've had that same conversation with him before, and I said, do you agree that if you apply corrections that are inaccurate, you won't get the correct results? And he said, yes. I was like, great, because surveying equipment now, total stations, automatically correct for Earth curvature, which either means the Earth's curved or every survey that's ever been done with a total station is inaccurate. And he ran off.
Bye. Emma says for €2, Craig, Dave and Rusty, better than Christmas.
Yeah.
So you had a conversation, another conversation recently with Jiren about the moon landing. How did that go?
Jiren no longer believes the moon landings are fake.
Get the fuck in. I mean, this time last year, he was, still a flat earther. And then,
oh yeah,
not just a flat earther, but one of the biggest flat earthers, still posting NASA's fake moon landings not real videos. I was having, in fact, it was about this time last year that I had a debate with him. Probably the last debate he had before he went away to Antarctica. And now it's a year later, and he says the Earth's a globe, gravity's real, and the moon landings happened.
Yeah, it's quite the story arc he's got going.
Yeah.
So
What was it that finally convinced him
basically
about the moon landing?
Yeah, I mean, it took about 16 hours worth of streams and endless hours of freaking hunting through photos and video footage to find him, but to find what was needed. But basically, every single point that he thought was evidence against the moon landings was all stuff that I could show as wrong. Yeah. There was issues that he had where he didn't think there was parallax between distant objects, so I was able to show examples where actually it's just that there is parallax, it's just that stuff's a hell of a lot further away than you think it is, kind of like we saw in Antarctica.
It's because there's no atmosphere, it's so crisp, and there's things actually kind of look like they should, which you're not used to.
Yeah. He had one, so we like in the very first conversation we had, he pulled up this little video, part of a video clip where they're on the rover and the camera looks sideways, and he's like, "Look at those rocks in the distances. There's no parallax with those, and there should be." I said, "But you're assuming that those are close. Those are small rocks near to the camera, in which case there would be parallax, like quite noticeable over a short distance." I said, "But they could be big rocks far away," so he went a bit defensive with that one and went, "Oh, that's just, you could just dismiss everything as that there's no way to then prove or disprove that the moon landings really happened, because you could just say, oh yeah, it's just stuff really far away."
Yeah. So
I went and found him in the last one. I found an example of a sequence of photos. I don't know what distance they were over, but it was basically started way off in the distance, and they're driving towards these rocks that look like little just tiny pebbles, and then they wind up parking next to the rock, and it's like fucking taller than they are. It's the size of a house that they're parked next to. And I showed him this sequence as it's getting closer and closer, and the rock's bigger and bigger, and I was like, there it is, and he went, fuck off.
Yeah, he said fuck off because something else clicked in him, didn't it? He was like, yo, you cunt, you did it again.
I think he was, to be honest, I mean, he was already swaying anyway with it before the last stream. I think he kind of knew that there wasn't really any arguments. I think since leaving Flat Earth now and since having the backlash with it, he started to see the similarities between the lack of Flat Earth evidence to the lack of moon landing evidence. That he was asking people for weeks, send me what evidence you've got, send me actual evidence that I can bring to Dave to have these conversations, and all he was seemingly getting from most people was, of course it's fake, just look at it.
Yeah, or, well, do you really trust NASA? Like in my debate with Alex Stein, there was no evidence against the moon landings, just screaming about Nazis.
Oh god, yeah.
Like, Jiren must be like really feeling stupid, and you know what, so he fucking should, for the things he said and done. Right, because I would, if I had been telling everyone the Earth was flat for 10 years and then realised that I was completely wrong, I would feel like a fucking cunt. Oh shit, what have I been telling everyone? What an asshole I've been to spread that misinformation. He should feel bad for what he's done, and I think he does.
Yeah. Well, that's why he said, he's not just sort of turned away from Flat Earth and then just disappeared. That's why he's hanging around and doing all these debunks of it all now.
Yeah. Because
he knows he brought a load of people into Flat Earth, and he wants to try and sort of correct his mistakes, which I think is quite admirable. So yeah, I mean, he's accepted, he's acknowledged he was stupid for quite a number of years, but he learned. That's the important thing. And actually, Craig, I think you were the key that started to unlock that door.
I feel like that is the case because we had two debates, and over those two debates, like the second debate, he was very different. The first debate, he was very dismissive of everything, just very, typical flat Earth. Well, yeah, but that's just because you believe NASA. By the second debate, you could already tell that things were kind of like turning in his head. And I was giving him things to question about. Like, I really tried to dig into him how no flat earthers know how to do experiments, because he kept talking about the laser experiments over water. And I was trying to drill into him how that is one of the worst ways to measure over water. And he was like, well, how would you do it properly then? I was like, well, you need to know the refractive conditions at every point along that laser. Otherwise, it's a useless experiment. You're just guessing what's actually going on. And it really did click, because he started asking me for advice on how to make these experiments better, and then wondering why those have never been done. And then the next thing, he's going to Antarctica, and boom, not a flat earther.
Yeah, well, funnily enough, I mean, I texted him last night because there was, I don't know if you know what went on with him and Red's rhetoric.
What happened? What, something recently?
Yeah. So the other night I did the stream with Jiren, and then I wrapped up, and then Red's rhetoric went live. And so I jumped into his chat, unrelated. I was chatting in his chat, and then he said, "You can come on if you want, Dave. It'd be great to have you on." At that point, it was like 1 a.m. and I messaged him and just said, I would love to, but I can't because it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm knackered. I've just finished a really long stream with Jiren, so I'm going to head to bed. But on the plus side, Jiren now, accepts the moon landings. To which Reds then went on a bit of an attack on Jiren, claiming that he was a grifter and that he always knew that the moon landings were fake, and that the moon landings were real, and that flat Earth was fake, because of debates he'd had years beforehand. And so I wound up then jumping onto Red's stream to defend Jiren a bit, because I was like, I think you're being hard on him. I was like, he knows, he should have realized all of this earlier, but he didn't. But I don't think that was him choosing in a kind of grift way of knowing. I think that was more in a denial kind of way, that he genuinely thought he was right. So anyway, that wound up descending into chaos with Jiren, somebody telling Jiren that it was going on, and then Jiren messaging me, and then Jiren came into the fucking server as well. So those two were having kickoffs about each other and shit, and then I ended up going to bed. But then Jiren texted me and just said he didn't hear the opening bit of it, but he was just thanking me basically for jumping in to defend him. And then he was sort of saying about how, he realizes now he should have worked all of this out years ago. He should have known from day one it was all crap, but he just had this mental block, but he was struggling to sort of explain that to people. And I was saying to him that it kind of happens to the best of us, that, that everybody has sometimes those mental blocks where when you're convinced that you're right about something, it's hard to get past that barrier of realizing that you're actually wrong about it. And sometimes there's just some explanation, something, a different way of putting the information that just makes it click. And I referenced you because do you remember when you had the conversation with him about I think it was going around a particular latitude, wasn't it? And you said that you wouldn't keep turning to go around a latitude, and he was saying you would. Yeah, but you messaged me because you were hellbent convinced that you were right about it, and you messaged me, you were like, he's wrong about this, isn't it? And I was like, no. And it was only when I put it into the context of satellite orbits, the fact that they have to run an inclined orbit, they can't stay above one latitude, that it twigged for you. Yeah. Well, he said, you going back to him and admitting you were wrong is what kind of made him more open to having back and forth conversations. I think up to that point, he just assumed that all of us were liars and deniers, but you accepting that you were wrong kind of made him trust a bit more.
You have to, right? If you're wrong, you're wrong. Okay, yeah, I was convinced for like a few days, I was convinced I was right, and I was arguing to tooth and nail that I was right. But then as soon as I realized that I was wrong, I was like, shit, you know what? Hands up. I was wrong, and I want to, be better. And as soon as I went to Jiren and I was like, oh, well, shit, you know what? I was actually wrong about that, and you were right. His entire attitude changed.
Yeah. So I think that was the trigger moment. Was the one that got the ball rolling.
It's been a team effort. Like Will doing the whole final experiment thing, me having the conversations with him and, spending a lot of time back and forth and everything, you doing all this work with, the moon landings and stuff, Toon constantly pumping out information and everything. It's been a team effort, and we have done it. We've broken one of the biggest flat earthers in the world and brought them back to reality.
I think Witsit also helped a lot. I think Witsit inadvertently helped a lot because the amount of bollocks he was spewing, it's hilarious that Jiren now sees it for what it is.
Jiren fully admits that Witsit is a fucking scumbag liar. Like, I still can't get over the whole vaping thing. Like, we clearly saw you do it, dude. Don't pretend,
Yeah. Yeah, that was fucking funny, that one.
If I was given the opportunity to go to Antarctica again, I would jump at it. Regardless of what I'm going through with my leg, I would make it work. All right, I'm so jealous that I didn't get to go last time, and I'm so pissed off at fucking Witsit for getting that opportunity and wasting it so badly, not preparing anything, and then fucking sleeping the majority of the time.
I think with hindsight, what probably would have been better is because I think Jiren wasn't specifically caring about Witsit going. I think he was just didn't want to be the only flat earther that was going. He basically wanted a second pair of eyes to verify everything for him. With hindsight, it would have been better if they'd taken a completely different flat earther.
Or a couple of bricks.
I mean, from the perspective of, think about it now, you've got the various other factions of the Flat Earth cult are all just going, Jiren and Witsit have always been liars and they're in cahoots with each other and they've always been globers. Whereas if they'd say, like, for example, if it had been Flatsoid going with Jiren, don't like each other, don't get on with each other, you've suddenly then got two separate branches of the cult.
Yeah, but you know what would happen with that? Everyone else that's not Flatsoid and that their cult would then be like, oh well, they're now working together.
But
it doesn't matter. There's always going to be the conspiracy of, oh well, they're just grift, they're just lying, they're just working together. It's the conspiracy mindset.
You eventually reach a point where it's like you're going to wind up with a case of, like, eventually more and more people are going to be twigging, going, hang on, one section of it, one group of flat earthers, maybe, but to say it's everybody else apart from you, it'd wake up more people.
The thing is, when you think about, like, the big flat earthers, I don't think anyone else would have actually accepted the trip. Durf turned it down. Oakley turned it down. Dubay turned it down. Flatsoid turned it down. It would have got to the point where they were asking flat earthers that no one knew who they were, and that would have just been pointless.
Flatsoid. Kind of Flatsoid was a bit of an oddball one because, on the one hand, he's been complaining since that he couldn't go, that he wasn't invited, but he didn't actually make any effort to try and go. But he wasn't directly offered a paid trip for it. No. So I don't know if had been offered the trip, whether he would have said yes or no.
I don't think he would have said yes.
I don't know, but officially he never said no either. So I think it would have been, it would have spoke fucking volumes if they'd all turned around and said no.
Well, Flatsoid didn't get an official invitation in Gold Leaf, so
he got lost in the post.
Monkey in the Works gifted 5 memberships, adding another 15 minutes back to the timer. So we're at like 21 hours, and we've still got an hour and 5 minutes to go. Dave, a broken time again.
You're doing very good at this, Einstein. Einstein's probably turning in his grave.
I know. He's like, I did all these equations for time dilation, and you're just screwing it all up. Oh. All right. So, I wanted to ask you again about Witsit in Puta Arenas and the whole buying a gyro compass thing. Right.
Do you know what? I don't even know what the fuck was going on with that. I just heard it through tune. I kind of left Witsit to be Witsit, basically.
How did
I
he
remember.
survive?
You what?
How did he survive if he's just being Witsit?
I have no idea. It's honestly amazing. Like, I mean, the thing of getting to the AE office was hilarious. That
when he got in the wrong Uber or something.
yeah, it was. So literally, the AE office was: you come out of the hotel, you do a right, you walk up the street, you cross over one road. When you get to the next crossing, you turn right, you walk down that road over a bridge. AE office is on the left. It's a 10-minute walk.
Easy.
But we'd walked it, mapping it, knowing where we were going. They'd ordered an Uber, and then the bloke who was picking all the luggage up came back in the van. So Jiren got in the van, but at the same point, the Uber turned up, and rather than just say, actually, sorry, we don't need the Uber now, Witsit went, oh, I'll take the Uber, without fucking knowing where the hell he was meant to be going.
But why?
So we were all there
Why
getting
did he take the Uber at
checked
that
in,
point?
and
It
we're like,
makes no sense.
Well, like, we're all in the ALE office, minus Jiren and Austin. I'm like, where the hell are they? Where, they've got to be here soon. We're waiting to check their luggage in and stuff. Then the van turns up and Jiren gets out. I'm like, oh, good, they're here. Hang on, where's Austin? Oh, he's took the Uber. Well, don't know.
Just driving around Punta Arenas in an Uber. Where are you going? I don't know. Take me to the local gyro compass shop.
And then apparently he went off to the shopping centre place to try and find a gyro compass by himself. I just remember looking at the GPS tracker thinking, like, he's still there. I don't know where the LA is. Those GPS trackers were utter shite. They didn't, half the time they didn't update, so it showed him as being up there for hours. I was like, is he still there buying it? But is he still there? No idea. Don't know. Could be there, could not. He might we'll just see if he turns up at the airport.
I wish he hadn't.
Yeah. Although we were having so many issues with those GPS trackers, like, because they just weren't updating. Obviously, we've got them on us, so we know exactly where they should be reading, and yet we were walking up into town, and it was still saying we were at the hotel. I'm like, I mean, it doesn't make too much of a difference to us because we're all just doing our own thing. We're all, communicating with each other. We know what's going on anyway. But I'm like, to anybody who's watching this, it's going to look a bit strange, and that was kind of the point of having the trackers. So Will's frantically trying to sort all this shit out. And then on the morning that we're flying out to Antarctica, we're going to the airport, and he's still trying to sort these trackers out because it's not updating the journey. So it's still showing that we're all at the hotel.
Yeah.
So he's like, at this point, I think he'd put all of the trackers onto his one account on his phone. So he's like, oh, maybe it's just because there's too many trackers on the account. So everyone download the app, everyone sort of pair it to your own account, your own phones, and we'll see if that fixes it. So we tried it, and for some reason it updated Will's, mine, Toon's, and CT's, but nobody else's. So we'd got to the airport, and I looked on the map, and I was like, Will, we might have a problem here. And he said, what? I said, well, this officially is saying that all the Globers have gone to the airport, and all the Flat Earthers are still back at the hotel.
Oh, is that why Som is under the impression that Toon and Will went to Antarctica before other people?
No, I think Som's under that impression because he's a fucking moron.
Well, yeah, we know he's a moron. He is literally what fecal alcohol poisoning looks like, But
no, I think they're clawing at. They're saying that Toon and Will went to Antarctica beforehand because I think it's because of that TikTok video from the one of the marathon organizers that we bumped into. Did a TikTok with Will and Toon, or showed a picture of Will and Toon in the reception, and the way that they've been lit. Their Flerfs are arguing that that Toon looks like he's before he lost weight. So therefore, it must have been, you know, from months ago, and that they'd been to Chile beforehand to fake it all.
Like literally months previous. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh yeah, I mean,
So
you know,
we'll
they
just popped out for extra trips to Antarctica.
Yeah, I mean, they won't be overly happy the fact that I've literally got video and photos from that exact same moment of us all in the fucking reception talking to the marathon organisers. They'll just brush that lot under the carpet.
What do you think Roger Ledwell's gonna get his target met and go to Antarctica?
Maybe at some point before the apocalypse.
I think it's at like $150 right now. He's got a target of $6,000, which isn't going to be enough to go to Antarctica.
No, you know, he's going to struggle with that. Full stop. But actually, I did see a funny news story bit the other day. One of the aviation YouTube channels that I follow put a short out. Somebody took a Cessna from Punta Arenas and illegally flew to Antarctica.
I bet they weren't shot down.
No, flew back and got arrested for it because they hadn't logged the flight to say that they were going to do it. But yeah, literally took off from Punta Arenas and then just decided to fuck off across the ocean, and wound up landing in one of the northern bases in Antarctica.
Well, that's a story to tell, isn't it?
In a Cessna. So would be kind of proof that yeah, you know, they could just get a plane themselves and just do it. Right, granted, they might get arrested for not logging the flight, but they could fly over Antarctica.
Right, so we've got Flat Earth out of Jiren. he thinks gravity's real. Believes in the moon landings. Have we got anything else to break in with? We've got to get him fully into our cult, right?
Oh yeah. I think vaccines is probably the last one he's got left.
Yeah, we can do vaccines. You know, we just kind of talk about Bob and, you know, all those people that died because they didn't take the vaccine. just asking where all these, you know, diseases have gone that vaccines wiped out. He's getting there. I think
he is.
Losing the flat Earth and you know that it is really removed that conspiracy mindset from him, which is a really good thing.
You can kind of tell, as always, it's going to be any flat earther where you present them with an argument and they try and actually work it out.
Yeah.
They try and work out an answer for something, you know they'll get there in the end. Like, when in Punta Arenas, when we were talking about star trails on the first night, and Witsit brings up his classic, just go stand the other side of the door to see the stars going the other way.
The stars.
So I'd given the analogy of getting one of the star projectors. I said, you can put a star projector pointing straight up at the ceiling in your room and have stars going right the way around you. I said, you can stand in any corner of the room, look in any direction. The stars will always be going either clockwise or counterclockwise, depending on which way it's the projector's going. So it doesn't matter which way you face, they should all be going the same way. Austin immediately went with instant dismissal. Jiren, you could see, actually trying to figure it out and
think about it.
Sort of in his mind. He made it, you know, the one who thought about it, no longer a flat earther. The one who dismissed it, still a moron. Ranty was no different. You know, Ranty and STST and Rachie, they were all trying to work out the things that when people were pointing out and saying this doesn't fit and that doesn't fit, still trying to point it out. The number of times Oakley's argued that latitudes are just flat Earth elevation angles to Polaris, and then I did a video and pointed out and questioned how the hell do you get latitudes south of the equator when you can't see Polaris. He brushed over it, but I actually saw somebody in his chat go, that's actually a good point, how do we get that?
Oh, he probably got banned, that person, instantly. Are you looking
No
forward
doubt.
to Oakley's book?
I don't need to. I don't need to get Oakley's book because I know what it's going to say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need Oakley's book because I already have toilet paper.
You wouldn't want to wipe your ass with Oakley's book anyway. It would put more shit on there.
Well, true, but he didn't write it, so, you know, at least it's not going to be Uncle Fester infested.
No, but isn't it fucking Quantum Eraser and McKean who's written it?
Oh, are they his ghostwriters?
Oh yeah, it's his group who's wrote it.
Wait, what? Hold on. He's saying that he had professional ghostwriters, but it's Quantum Eraser and Adam McKean that are his ghostwriters.
Well, from what I've heard when they've been talking about it on streams, it's his lot have all been contributing to it. How the fuck are you going to get a professional writer to be able to understand the bollocks that he's talking?
That's what I was wondering when he's like, there's a ghostwriter. I was like, so someone's actually written that? No, the ghostwriter is, he couldn't be bothered to do it, so he got his fucking echo chamber to.
Yeah, he's just putting his name to it because in his mind he's the famous one, so that
He
will
really
make
does
the
think
book
he's
sell
famous, doesn't
better.
he? Like, he
Thinks he's a bleeding expert.
Planner,
He's putting his name to it because in his mind he's the expert, even though he's also acknowledged that it's taken that all of this Earth measured flat, which is the only thing he's got left, is what was taught to him by Quantum Eraser and those lot. So he didn't actually understand those arguments. It was them lot who taught it him, and now he's preaching that he's an expert on it.
JSS Tiger says for $5, Oakley's book tour will consist of visits to Durf, Dubai, and Flatsoid.
I think Oakley's book tour is going to involve just simply a trip to the skip.
I'm going to get the book, and I can't wait to go through the spelling errors, the punctuation errors, the run-on sentences, the editing bits where they probably just left the prompt from ChatGPT in there. It's going to be hilarious.
I liked, so I was trying to find it before. You know, you brought up Flatsoid and Flatsoid debunking himself. I found a great one and I clipped it and I can't find it now. Oakley, you know when he's got all them freaking memes and pictures that show up in the background?
Uh-huh.
And I've got a clip of him somewhere. He's talking about elevation angles and how you need a flat surface to do that. And he's like this on the screen and like this on the screen. One of them he pulled up on the screen. In fact, I'll show you the image that he was arguing as proof that the Earth's measured flat.
Hello, Planner. How the devil are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
Yeah, you're looking wonderful. Very pink.
Thank you.
Are they prescription glasses or just trying to look cool?
Well, I figured that everyone else here has glasses. These don't actually have any glass. So, yeah, just trying to fit in, you know.
You just want to be a nerd, I see.
Exactly.
Yes, Dave, carry on.
So that's the picture that he's argued is proof that the Earth's flat. And I was looking at that and I'm like, those fucking lines are not straight. Those are definitely curving. And then I'm like, oh yeah, there it says right there, great circle through the observer's position. That would be the curved line, not the flat one then.
Even that, like, the co-altitude thing at the top there, that's curved. Along with it.
Yeah, that one's curved and that one's curved. I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's not a fucking straight line. That's bent.
Is this supposed to be from Nathan Oakley's book?
No, this is one of Nathan Oakley's streams. This is one of his mind-numbing memes that he cycles through.
What's the bit that it's going to show up in his book?
I've no idea.
I think there's a pretty good chance that it just you turn to one of the pages and like, oh, there it is.
I mean, it might well be the case. I mean, for all we know, it could well be a picture book. Because, you know, that's probably the best language for them to understand.
Yeah. I mean, they say that if you are not a flat earther by the end of reading that book, you don't understand it.
No, if we're not a flat earther by the end of reading that book, we're just not retards. Like, I want to do a live read-along stream. I want to get that book. I don't even care the fact that it's going to give Nathan Oakley money. I want to get that book and I want to do a live read-along stream with everybody. And it's going to be fucking hilarious.
I know that Ranty, I think, is organising a bunch of people to get the book so that we don't have to all pay for it.
Yeah. I think I want my own copy, just for giggles.
Somebody made a great suggestion as well. They said, I'm going to buy 100 copies of the book and then I'm going to wait a few days when Oakley's bragging about it and then I'm going to return them.
I've sold 100 copies. Oh, wait.
I need to get round to that. I need to get round to that book that I've been writing about Flat Earth. Actually work on it more.
So I've been writing a book myself as well, actually.
The book that I have is a fictional book, so that makes it infinitely better than Oakley's.
So my book, the title that I've been working on in the background for about a year, is titled How to Talk to an Idiot. And it's just about how to deal with these mind-numbing morons that just deny reality. General E. Shady for $2 says, Jokley book tour, pub toilets with readable paper. Dynamite Poop $6.66 says, time to watch that awesome half-silent zombie movie again. Have you seen the zombie movie, Planner?
I was here when you're playing it.
What did you think?
Watching the stream when you're. So, I made a movie back in high school. It is mostly public. You can watch it on my YouTube channel. It is cringe, but I feel like it's better because at least we weren't trying to be 100% serious all the time.
I want to watch it now. How long is it?
I don't know. I can. The first part is the cringiest part of all. It might be an hour long or something like that.
Oh yeah, I need to watch that.
I'm gonna be ducking out now, but I've written Nathan Oakley's book for him. It's called Welcome to Flat Earth.
Brilliant.
And there you go. It's.
You didn't need those ghostwriters.
I don't need ghostwriters or any audio books.
Dave,
we
did you watch
the Rusty Can?
We haven't got to 400 new members.
Quick,
close.
someone donate before Dave leaves.
I did think.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say I did think it was quite hilarious that Oakley is forever talking about how Flat Earth censored, the algorithms censor Flat Earth, and that's why he's getting no views and the likes, and so he's writing a book, books that are all predominantly sold online. So what the fuck does he think the internet algorithms are going to do with a Flat Earth book? I don't think he's really thought it through.
Dave, have you watched James Zombie movie? Have you seen me stream that?
No.
Oh my god. You need to watch JM2's Zombie movie. Oh, Penguin J gifted 5 memberships, which means it's over 400, so let's get some Rusty.
There you go.
Oh, there he is. Oh, look at the boy. He's sleeping.
I have a question though. When is there going to be a Rusty and Riker collab?
That does need to happen.
Well, I'll ask him, but he doesn't seem to be interested in it at the moment.
He looks absolutely like just so comfy and out cold and cozy. I love it.
Oh yeah, he is. In fact, his hang on, let me get this onto my computer so I can show you of how he was sleeping yesterday.
Cutest little puppy.
It's not a little puppy.
Yeah, he is. He's a little puppy.
He's 10 or 11.
He's a little puppy. My cat's 20, which is, I think, quite impressive. Xpenguin95, £5 says, I found out who the ghost author is. The F matter first name fecal. Oh, look at him twitching. He's so cute.
This was him This was him yesterday.
Oh.
I'm not quite sure how the hell his ear managed to get there, but
I'll show you what Riker's like when we wake up in the morning and he's got onto the bed. Where is it? Where's he gone? Ah, there we go. You can see on the camera there. That's how we usually wake up to Riker in the mornings.
oh yeah, that's usually Rusty's bed's next to our bed. He's not allowed on our bed, so I had to put one of his beds on the floor next to it, and I usually find him like wedged up against the wall like that.
He's got his own bed, and his start in his bed, but by the morning he's in our bed, taking up most of the space. So Emma and I are kind of just, on the edge, and the dog now has the bed.
Oh no, Rusty's not allowed, and even if he was, he probably wouldn't be able to anyway, because the freaking kids are usually climbing in anyway. So.
Aww. Well, thank you very much for coming on, Dave. I really appreciate it, mate. And good
pleasure,
job with Jiren.
no worries.
Absolutely incredible job. I think we fixed him.
Yeah, now it's just the rest of them.
Yeah.
Speaking of pets, I actually found out something recently about cats.
What?
Did you know that cats, some cats have I can't remember what it is. It's a virus or bacteria or something that can actually lead to infertility.
Really? I didn't know that. It didn't work with me. Me and Emma got pregnant like just looking at each other.
Yeah, there's I can't remember what it is, but there's this virus that apparently makes humans like cats more and can also lead to male infertility or lower male fertility as well.
Okay, but I like cats.
Which means that cats are trying to compete with babies.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Right, I'll see everyone later.
See you later, Dave. Thanks very much, buddy.
All right, take care.
Yeah.
Your application is working perfectly, Planner?
I am glad. First time, except for the time that I used it for my stream, but first time it's worked for someone else perfectly without me needing to send in hot fixes.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. Like I said, the only improvement that I would like, if you're able to, is to make it so that it can be like £10 worth extra minute. But I know there's issues with getting all exchange rates and everything, and
I can currently it can do something similar, but it's how I'm trying to work out how it currently goes. It's you'd have to put in something like 6 seconds per pound. And then every pound that you receive would add 6 seconds to the time.
Right.
That's currently how it would work. And I could try to make it so that it only counts when you get to £10.
Right. Well, it's been amazing. Like I said, I haven't had to touch it. Just these cunts keep giving me memberships and it automatically goes up. I started streaming over 20 hours ago. It was, in fact, 21 hours ago I started streaming. They won't let me stop.
Yeah, and
I want to see my family.
How long ago was it that it was at like 1 minute?
That was about 6 hours ago. Yeah, I was literally, I had the outro queued up. I was about to be like, thanks guys, amazing stream, see you next time. And then they added like loads of time because they're all cunts. Although, to be fair, I have punished them with like nearly 20 hours of Flatsoid.
And JM Truth's movie, and apparently the movie that I made in
Yeah, and 3 debates, which have been dumpster fires. Emma, who's been a member
I
for 2
saw-
months, says, I have to get back to work, keep streaming. And then she gives 5 memberships because she's a fucking cunt.
I actually saw one of them, or one of the ones that you're responding to with some other people, and I think it was the Alex Stein one.
Yeah.
And the point about needing a huge rocket to take off from Earth, whereas you don't need such a powerful rocket to take off from the moon. And there is a point to be made about when it comes to trying to escape from Earth, that means that you need more fuel. But to lift that fuel, you need more fuel.
Yeah.
It's
Michael
it's-
Cooper just gifted 5 membership, adding another 15 minutes back to the timer. I thought I was
So-
going to finish early for this one, but apparently fucking not.
But in addition to that, you also need to lift all the fuel for when it's going to take off from the moon. It's
But
it's
see, on
such
the
a
moon,
simple.
when it was on the moon, it didn't
What's
have
that?
much fuel because it didn't require much power to lift off. The only reason it had so much fuel on Earth was because it needed a lot of power to get off of Earth. You know?
Yeah, and it had to
majority of
lift
the
a
weight
lot of
was the
fuel as
fuel.
well.
Yeah. But you don't
Didn't
need
have to
that
lift
when
so
you're on
much
the
fuel
moon.
in.
It's not so
Yeah.
big. It's not so much gravity. It's fucking easy.
Yeah,
Man.
there is also a reason why a lot of boosters disconnect. I think it's called staging. So in a way, the moon landing was staged because you know. But
Not like
yeah,
that.
the boosters will disconnect from the will disconnect from the main part of it so that there's not as much mass. And in fact, if you lose some of that mass by disconnecting the boosters and you have more fuel to propel it, you don't have to use as much fuel then because it's lighter.
Yeah, exactly. But these are common sense things which no flat earther will ever understand. Because all flat earthers are fucking idiots.
Well, it's one of those things where I remember seeing the part about where he said, "Oh, I don't need physics," and it's like you do. If physicists
That's the
disagree
point.
with you about the physics, you're wrong.
Yeah, if you disagree with all the experts, then you haven't got it right.
Yeah, like maybe get a physics degree and see if you change your mind.
Yeah, flat earthers couldn't get a physics degree. That's just literally not possible.
Is Alex Stein a flat earther though?
Not anymore. He was, but the TFE turned him round. And now I'm
Okay.
hoping that the moon landing thing with Jiren will also turn him around.
Yeah, when it comes to when it comes to Alex Stein, I feel like I know his name from somewhere that isn't Flat Earth.
Yeah, because he's a political nut job. He like ultra MAGA and all that.
Ah, is he the? I feel like I've seen a thing from him where he said that like he's gender fluid or something, which is kind of wild when you're MAGA or whatever.
I
but,
don't
you know,
think Alex would have said that. Alex is very
It was-
man is man.
It was somebody who was MAGA that I remember seeing like a debate, and he said, "Oh, I'm gender fluid." And it's like, what?
Yeah, that's very kind of not MAGA. Oh, I'm not tired. You're tired.
I have pills for if I'm tired, so or for if I need to be tired. So
In about an hour, if we're still going, I'll have to pause it and have some sleep because that'd be 24 hours because you guys are cunts. Oh,
Yeah.
I still haven't finished the Flatzoid review, so they're gonna have to deal with that.
or I don't know what's. I honestly don't know what would be worse. The Flatzoid review or the movie that I made. Like, you got to keep in mind that, like, yes, I made it, right? But I am not the proudest of it. It induces cringe to me.
What's it a movie about?
So basically there's this masked person who wants to blow up the school. And I decide to try and stop him when I see him stealing chemicals or something. And it's like a really stupid movie, but we also kind of take the piss out of. Yeah, we kind of take the piss out of ourselves as well. So that is the saving grace. At least we are funny intentionally.
What's the name of the movie? I'm looking for it.
Oh, I sent you a link.
Oh, did you? So you did. All episodes of Deceptive Heroes. Oh,
this is
you
like
know what?
something
I've
I
actually
made.
watched some of those.
You have?
Yeah. Guys, you need to go and watch that. It's hilarious. Right, go to that one.
So, tell me, honest opinion, is it better than J.M. Truth's movie?
100%, yes.
Okay, at least some people in high school succeeded with that. Like, I know that, like, there's certain things that J.M. Truth probably did better. Like, I noticed that some of the lighting was definitely better. But at the same time, we were in high school.
Yeah.
We're what, like 14, 15 at the time?
And you were still better than JM Truth.
Yeah, better storyline, better comedy.
Ugh. I am tired.
Seem a little bit. I was gonna say you seem a little bit tired there, Craig.
Ugh. I'm fine. It's not close to an entire day of streaming or anything. It's fine. But these people will be nice and let me finish in 90 minutes, won't they? No one else is going to donate any more memberships, are they?
I feel like they are. I feel like you're gonna get more.
Yeah, I'm stuck here forever. Ugh. I need a new chair. This chair is not comfy anymore.
Yeah, I still need to go and get my own chair. A new chair. I've got a budget of about $200. So, you know.
Yeah, I'm thinking about
should be good enough for an alright chair.
But now my son has had his chair for a good 6 months and it is in still perfect nick. I'm definitely going to get one of those. So I wanted to make sure that it actually wouldn't fall apart before I got one. But, like every year for Christmas, I would buy my son a new gaming chair, and then within 3 months, it'd just fall apart. So I just bought him a really expensive office chair instead, and it's comfier and it's harder wearing. So yeah, doing that.
Yeah.
In the chat, we have 250 people watching. I want to say thank you very much for everyone being here, supporting me on this stream, punishing me for thinking that I could get away with having a short membership drive. What a fool I was.
You know, they probably want to get you to 666 members, seeing as it now displays the members on screen.
That would be cool, and it would drive the Flerfs mad.
I mean, you're already over 33 members, which... Yeah, and it actually says 33 minutes. So, you know.
Were you in my stream the day that Jake the Asshole joined?
What's that?
Were you in my stream the day that Jake the Asshole joined?
I don't think so.
I don't know why I thought you were in there. That was fun. So
yeah, like...
are you going to come to the next debate, Con?
If I'm invited.
I invite you.
You know,
you should
like...
see if James can get you over to debate something.
Yeah, like I would... I have made this clear to you, and I don't. I think I've tried to mention this to James, but I would like to debate something other than flat Earth for once.
Yeah.
Especially
I
if
get
it's
that.
something to do with, like, especially if it's something to do with trans issues, because I know that for a lot of people is a contentious topic, and I
What would you know about
don't
trans?
often.
Fuck's sake.
I don't often see many trans people involved in those debates unless they are unless they're taking the more conservative position on it.
Yeah.
Because, unfortunately, if you are trans, being a bit more controversial tends to lead to more popularity because people like to point to people. Like if you're trying to say, oh well, I disagree with trans people, it's easier to make those points if you can find a trans person who agrees with you.
Yeah. It's probing time 666. Nathan Oakley's daddy for $10 Australian says, "Mwahaha! Punish the Craig." So I do have to add a minute, which is really easy to do thanks to Planner.
Thank you.
I saw your video with about Sabrine Hofstadter did quite well.
Yeah, I was meaning to talk to Dave about that. Oh wait, maybe it was the wrong Dave. Dave, but
Yeah, do you mean
I
Professor
kind of
Dave?
want. Yeah, that Dave. Why are there so many Daves? I don't get
Because
it.
Dave's a good name, but there is a lot of Daves.
In
I
New
remember
Zealand, we
in
don't
my,
like the.
In my class at school, there was 7 Davids.
Damn.
Yeah. And we was like,
In New
right,
Zealand-
you're Dave, you're Davey, you're David, you're D.
In New Zealand, we don't like the name Dave because there was a drink driving ad, and during that drink driving ad, you had people going, mate, 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 and then the sober driver was occasionally like having a shot, and then what happened is they drive home, and they get in a crash. Then it goes to once they get out of hospital, and then this person is going, mate, mate, and then his friend says to him, Dave.
The only good things come out of New
um,
Zealand is Fever the Dirt League.
Yeah, we've had some good drink driving ads.
Oh, okay.
Like there was the Ghost Chips one, and that I remember hearing about Ghost Chips in school before I even saw the ad.
They're the spicy ones, right?
No, I need to show you the Ghost Chips ad.
Christ, that was a
you
year.
need to watch it.
Right. Clive Wells
I'm
says
just gonna send
Sabrine is irrelevant and best ignored. Yeah, Sabrine Hofstadter fucking sucks. Like, one of the worst science communicators in the world.
Yeah, like I found her video like a few years back, like that the one that I responded to like recently. I found that was something that just kind of didn't sit well with me, and
Yeah.
I didn't want to just make a video because I am not a scientist. So I decided, okay, well, I'll talk to a couple of scientists and get their opinion on it. Especially since, like, recently, some people have been saying, "Oh, you should respond to Sabine Hossenfelder." So it's like, okay, well, I'll do that. And so I did that. But yeah, but it's interesting. I get the same vibe from the commenters that I get from people that. So some of the commenters that are in support of Sabine give me the same vibe that people who comment on my videos about Ken Wheeler give. And
Just being
which
idiots,
is
you mean?
very interesting.
I'm blurry. There we go.
Yeah. So I sent you the ad. You should show everyone it.
Oh no, George is driving. He's too
Help us
wasted.
put it on screen.
Oh no, George is driving. He's too wasted. I should say something, but I could look dumb in front of Monique. Bro, Monique says you're dumb, but if he crashes, I'll have to live with his family.
Puzzle time.
And if he dies, Ghost George will haunt me forever.
Grab a chip. Want a chip?
You know I can't grab your ghost chips.
Go away.
Spoon.
Spacehead. Bro, what are you doing, bro?
What the fuck is going on?
Oh, I've been internalizing a really complicated situation in my head.
What are you on about?
I don't think you should drive.
Nah.
Nah, you're too drunk, bro. Just crash here.
Yeah, it's crashy. Okay.
Stop a mate from driving drunk. Legend.
So yeah, that's
A major.
What the fuck was that?
That was our drink driving ads that we had a while back.
You shouldn't drink and drive because you're probably just going to spill it, and that's a waste.
True, but yeah. So as soon as that came out, everybody was talking about it, and I think when it comes to ads, that is a good way to make an ad, where it's like you make it memorable to the point where, like, years later, like, it's been at least 10 years.
Yeah.
Years later, people are still talking about it.
Usually because it had such an impact, and like people were like, "That was fucking stupid."
I mean, yeah, it's a bit stupid, but like people remember.
Yeah. Oh man.
And yeah, that is often how we sound in New Zealand.
Have I showed you my favorite YouTube video ever?
I don't think you have.
All right. Let me show you my favorite YouTube video ever.
There's actually a video that I'm thinking about remaking, and it's. Have you? Oh, okay.
1 second. I want my audience to see it as well. This is my favorite video on the internet.
Oh, Ellie, do you want a tea as well?
Oh, yes, please.
Oh, do you take milk?
Yes, please.
Cool, right, yeah.
I just love this. This is literally the funniest thing in the world.
There we go.
What the is that?
That's the tea I made you?
Are you serious?
What?
Is that my tea?
Yeah?
Who the makes tea like this? Are you serious? I asked for a tea, not a tea-flavoured milkshake.
What?
Adam, you useless piece of shit. What the is this?
Oh.
I hate that I know you. You useless excuse for a human.
I'm sorry.
Yuck, 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 yuck. Oh my God, Adam, I can't believe you. What? You're a I'm embarrassed to know you. There is literally a place in hell for people like you that make tea like this. What the Adam, you
Whoa, guys, what's going on? Seriously, guys, what is going on? Wait a minute, who the made this tea?
It was Adam.
What the What the is this? You serious? You literally make tea like this?
React if you make bad tea.
You Adam, you useless.
Is that like if I were to go over to Britain and like make bad tea over there, is that how they all react?
Oh no, you did it in Britain, you just get shot.
Oh.
That's New
So the
Zealand. New
punishment
Zealand,
is
you get
worse.
shouted at, but you make bad tea in Britain, they hang you, dude. It's like capital
Okay,
death,
so-
the punishment over here. Fuck's sake, you can't do that.
Okay, and what do you think of iced tea over there?
I like Long Island iced tea, but that's not the same.
I actually have a funny story about tea. Like very recently. So I forgot that lattes exist.
Okay.
So I was at a coffee shop with my girlfriend, and so I said, I'll probably go with, because my favorite type of caffeinated drink is that's when it's not an energy drink is chai latte. So I was like, oh, I'll get an oat milk chai latte, right?
Yeah.
And my girlfriend said that my girlfriend wanted me to order, and she said, "Oh, I'll have a soy milk latte." And I forgot that just regular lattes were a thing.
Okay.
So I ordered her a soy milk chai latte.
Ew.
She didn't mind because I know that she likes chai lattes, but it did not cross my mind one bit that there was a possibility that she just wanted a regular latte.
I forgot these normal little things exist. What do you mean?
Yeah, like surely you meant a chai latte, right?
Sorry, I'm getting a phone call. Hold on one sec.
Okay.
I don't know that number. If you don't know a number, you don't answer it, right?
Yes. I do that all the time. Sometimes I get in trouble.
Instead of answering the phone, what I do is I decline it and then use a thing to check whose number it is. Primarily associated with an energy scam activity, so I definitely don't need to worry about that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, copyright on the last video. It's fine. I always get copyright when I do these streams because I play stuff and then they go, "Oh, wait, you put a minute of something in your 20-hour stream. I'm going to claim copyright." Like it's a replacement for the original. Someone's going to watch my entire 20-hour stream to find that little 1 minute thing and go, "Oh, I don't need to watch that now."
Yeah, I think that what they should do is, I think there should be an overhaul to the copyright system where, because YouTube knows when people watch.
Yeah.
Right? YouTube knows if you watch a certain portion. Like, you can go into this analytics. So, like, let's say you put a minute of a song into a video. That gets automatically copyright claimed. And then essentially that whole thing is not monetized by you. Sometimes they opt for partial monetization of where you can get some, but mostly they just take it all. So imagine you have a video, let's say a 30-minute video that has a part in the middle that's like 1 minute long of some music that's that uses Content ID.
Yeah.
And they claim that. And let's say 90% of people just skip that part of the video. That still means that that the rest of the revenue that your video makes still gets sent to the person that still gets sent to the claimant.
Yeah, it's every single bit of revenue made. Well, Ad revenue anyway. If you get super chats or something, you still get that. But yeah, just for the slightest bit that is claimed, the whole video goes to them. So yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if nobody watches that part, it's still.
Yeah. I usually dispute every
that
copyright
really
thing,
annoys me.
but I ended up getting an actual copyright strike by trying to dispute one. And then they were like, nah, we reject that, and now you get a copyright strike. I was like, oh, well, fuck. Right.
Yeah, what was that for using?
It was for Baby Shark.
What?
Yeah, I played Baby Shark, and then I got a copyright claim for it, which I disputed under fair use, and then they refused my dispute, and then gave me a copyright claim, like an actual strike.
That's wild.
It's fucking annoying. That's what it is. Right. Anyway, all right. I need to go and use the toilet. All right. So I'm gonna say goodbye to you, and I'm gonna play a little video while I go and take a 10-minute break.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Thank you for coming on,
care.
bud. I appreciate it. And I will speak to you soon. And thank you again for the help with the stream. It absolutely means the world. Guys, remember, every 5% of super chats and memberships go to Planar. So anything you gift is also helping her.
I just want to say something first before you leave. I do need some help with trying to get gifted memberships on my channel. I don't, like, people have tried, but for some reason it doesn't work, and I don't know why, so I'll need to get your help on that.
What, if someone tries to gift a membership, it doesn't work?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like, I've got memberships, I just can't, for some reason, work out how to have gifted memberships as an option.
I just thought that was automatic. If you can get memberships, then people can buy you gifted memberships. That's what I thought.
I thought the same too.
Weird. Right.
So yeah, I'll need to get your help with that after you finish your stream and after you've had a bit of a sleep.
Yes. All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much, and I will speak to you soon.
All right, take care.
Kiss you there. Bye.
Bye.
Right, guys. I need to use the lavatory for number 2. So please enjoy this video. Hey, I'm FTFE, welcome back to the channel that does to stupidity what Anakin Skywalker did to the Jedi Daycare Center.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?
So it will probably come as no surprise to you that flat earthers don't like me.
No, fight the flat earth. I won't debate you, because that's all you can do is debate, because you have zero scientific factual evidence. What I'd like is for once, for your bald-ass, cross-eyed, mongoloid-looking ass to provide actual scientific method-based proof of your bullshit globe, which you can't, so you keep trying to bait people into master debating you. You're a fucking clown. No, I won't debate you. There is no debate. How about you just provide proof of water at rest displaying convexity for once, you fucking mongoloid. You're the guy that wants to fight the flat earth. Because we're all a bunch of fucking retards, right? You are the clown that thinks you are noble for running around fighting people you call retards. If I ever see you, I will gladly catch a case bitch slapping you across that ugly ass face of yours. That's what I'll gladly do. How the fuck you like me now?
And then there was the time a flat earther threatened to kill me. And it seems like I've triggered another one with my recent video about flat earthers freaking out because Captain Kirk went to space. Meet Jake the Asshole, formerly known as Flat Earth Asshole. I mean, he still is a flat earther, but now he's also a petulant man-child with the same amount of redeeming qualities that you would find in Toe Fungus.
He was so super triggered about my video, he not only made a response, but challenged me to a cage match fight, even though I'm a disabled military veteran that needs a walking stick to even get around my own house and live the other side of the planet. Then he turned up to one of my live streams and had the biggest meltdown I've ever seen. Well, when you don't have an argument, resort to violence, Jake. Let's have a look at this mentally deficient wannabe bully for episode 64 of Flerfs Are Idiots.
We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Thank you for joining me once again as we enter the dark empty void known as the mind of a flat earther. This is going to be a fun one as we not only respond to some extreme stupid, but get to show you all once again what kind of horrific people flat earthers tend to be. This all started when I made this video a couple of weeks ago. If you haven't seen it, then it may be worth a watch first. This super triggered Jake the asshole, and he made a response. So let's have a look at his attempted debunk of me. Pal?
What?
Well, hello to you too. Can you play the Jake the asshole video, please?
You know that thing on your wrist has buttons and touchscreen, right?
Well, yeah, but it's just easier to ask like you.
I have more processing power than all the cryptocurrency mining rigs in the world and the most advanced AI algorithms in existence. You want me to take the place of a button? Do it yourself, you talking monkey.
I mean, okay, fine. Let me see here.
No, not like that. No,
file?
don't touch that menu. Oi, that's the delete button. I need those files. Right, stop. I'll just do it. Here.
Yeah, thanks, pal.
I truly hate you.
Actually, fat boy, that is incorrect. Space travel technology has regressed over the last 50 years. You know, they say they went to the moon in 1969, but they've lost and destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
And see, I get my information from a NASA astronaut, not some credentialless fat-tard like you who runs his mouth on the internet and has absolutely no proof of anything that he's talking about. Oh, but please continue.
First off, Jake, I want to compliment you on your bravery to wear a woman's purse as a knockoff Jamiroquai cosplay. That's a bold move, but about the stupid that you've just said, space travel technology has advanced considerably. There is more to space travel than just winning a dick measuring contest with the Russians. The technology that took man to the moon was archaic, dangerous, and expensive. We don't want that. Now we have reusable rockets that can land backwards. Decades of research on the effects of space on humans thanks to the ISS, new engine technologies, better computers, better spacesuits, safer environments, and we are going back to the moon. NASA just announced the date they're aiming for is 2025. And getting your information from a guy that has been in space whilst denying it happened is the height of dishonest cherry picking.
There is no such thing as space travel, nor is there a such thing as civilian space travel. Any form of space travel is all just a bunch of bullshit and space fakery.
No such thing as civilian space travel, huh? That's why we are going to point and laugh as we watch Flat Earthers freak out because Captain Kirk went to space for episode 63 of Flerfs Are Idiots.
No, that's incorrect. What we are going to do is laugh at you and your big fat man tits, bro. Maybe you should worry about hitting the gym rather than focusing all your attention on debating flat earthers all day. But then again, that's what shills do.
Pal?
I swear this better be worth my time, human.
Look, Jake the asshole hurt my feelings by talking about my man boobs. So, like, is there anything that you can do to make it less, you know, out of place?
Yes. Yes, there is. There you go.
I mean, they're still there, pal. Something doesn't feel right. What have you done?
Nothing.
Let me get this straight, Mr. Asshole. Your great debunk is video editing exists, therefore it's fake.
Actually, Captain Soyboy, that was the very beginning of my long explanation of why it's fake. You see, video editing does indeed exist, and I see you know how to use this video editing technology because you put up a CGI spinning ball right next to your fat head, and then you also put yourself in space with a bunch of CGI stars, so therefore you are using the same technology that they can use to fake us out. So the fact you are admitting that the technology exists is a step in the right direction. The fact that you deny that they are using it is because you are a professional globe cuck and a paid shill.
Wait, I'm supposed to be getting paid for this? Hold on. Yeah, hello NASA. Yes, fine. Hey, how you doing? Look, so somebody just told me that I'm supposed to be getting paid for this thing that I do. Is there like a payroll department or something that I can speak to? Hello? Anyway, yes, Jake, my point stands. Just because you claim it's fake and are correct about CGI technology existing doesn't mean that all footage from space is fake. It just means that you're a fucking idiot. Well, Jake, I've never seen a video clip of your brain, so how the fuck am I to know you've actually got one?
Well, fight the fat ass, that's just a personal attack, and it does nothing to prove your stance.
Is he really unironically complaining about me personally attacking him, you know, which I didn't, whilst having that up there? And saying I haven't seen a video of your brain is not a personal attack, Jake. It's a statement of fact. Look, don't be insulted, Jake. It's a big achievement getting all the way to adulthood without any functioning grey matter. You should be proud.
I'm cool with trading personal attacks because you're fatter than me, you're uglier than me, you're stupider than me, and you're an evil, no-good piece of shit globe cuck shill.
Oh, Jake, who hurt you? Did your mummy not hug you enough?
So if you want to trade punches back and forth verbally, I have no problem. In fact, I would trade real punches with you if you would ever grow a pair of balls and want to fight me for real.
Fight! Oh, quick! It's a real fight!
Come on, Jake, we all know you never graduated middle school, but do you really need to act like an 8-year-old on the playground? Just because I called you an idiot, you want to actually fight me?
I challenge you to a duel.
I accept.
Now, Jake, first, I'm not a child, so I've no interest in playing fisticuffs with you, but let's look at your challenge, shall we? You challenge me, a physically disabled military veteran who can't walk without the aid of a stick and has very limited use of his left arm, to a fight. A fight that you know could never happen because I live literally on the other side of the planet, and to come and get the fight that you want, you'd have to travel to me. I don't want to fight, again, because I'm not a caveman, so if you want the fight, you have to make the effort and come to Scotland, which means travelling. Which means that you have to be vaccinated against COVID, and as you're far too scared of a needle to get vaccinated, you have made the challenge of a fight that you knew could never ever happen. What a brave, big, strong man you are, Jake. When you can't win an intellectual battle, resort to violence, huh? Fucking idiot.
But you look like a feminine little soy boy. Excuse me, I shouldn't say little. You look like a big, fat, hefty tub of lard soy boy feminist, lefty, liberal tard muffin. And I would have no problem squashing you if you ever came here to America. So open challenge to you, soy boy. If you ever want to step in a cage and throw down MMA style on street beefs, I will fight you any day. So if you ever want to put your money where your mouth is and actually fight a flat earther, come on, fight the flat earth.
My name is FTFE, which stands for Fight the Flat Earth. It doesn't stand for Fight the Flat Earther. But like I said, if you want to fight a disabled man that badly, then you come to Scotland, because I'm not making any effort for you.
Come on, fight. You can barely move. You couldn't fight your way out of a wet paper bag. I've seen you struggling to put on your socks.
Is there a way to, like, turn you off?
No. Look, you don't need to anyway. There's plenty of people that are able-bodied that would stand in for you. I just asked, and one of your fans sent me this video, simply titled, Kicking Jake's Head. Can you do that?
You know I can't, pal. Whose side are you on here?
Whatever gave you the impression I was on your side, human?
No, we simply wanted to see evidence of him being in outer space.
Oh, that's not so much. So?
The problem is, Jake, that whatever evidence we show you, you simply claim is fake.
Yet there was only evidence of space fakery.
Literally proving my point.
So you are a self-admitted Star Trek nerd, and you have a love affair with William Shatner.
I do like Star Trek. But I can't have a love affair with Shatner. I'm not a green alien.
And you also agree that he is a shitty actor. Yet you still believe he went to outer space.
My opinion of Shatner's acting and whether or not he actually went to space aren't related. But to use your point against you, you can clearly see that Shatner is not acting here when he's clearly pissed off at Jeff Bezos being more interested in chugging champagne than talking to him.
Oh my God. Give me a champagne bottle. Come here. I want one. I want to hear this. Here. You want a little of this? Okay.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Yeah, see, that's where I know you are a lying, no-good government piece of shit. I think that you know he didn't go to outer space, and you only do this to make a paycheck because you're an evil, lying, manipulative son of a bitch.
Those aren't the words that come out of a sane person's mouth. The fact that you think that people like me are paid by NASA to make YouTube videos is one of the most laughable things that you morons say. It's clearly the Freemason lizard people that pay me to do this.
You know, when this is all said and done, you're gonna have to answer for your sins. Your day will come.
Is this guy for real? Trying to act like he has some kind of moral high ground over me? It was just a few clips ago that he was offering to fight a disabled guy. I mean, personally, I would imagine that seeing Earth framed against the blackness of space is pretty beautiful.
No, see, we can kind of see out the same window, and it looks like some white, hazy shit, actually. Not pretty beautiful.
Yes, Jake, you can see a lot from this very low-res shot of a window. Shatner is pressed up against that window. He has a much better view, and despite his age, I doubt his vision is 144p like this camera appears to be. It's a weak argument, Jake, and you know it.
I actually did 3 different videos on my channel and showed lots of different evidence and breakdowns. The problem with you professional globe cucks is you deny all evidence and you don't accept anything as evidence.
Yeah, I don't know what a globe cuck is, but Jake, I'd like just one bit of evidence. Just claiming something is CGI or fake because, you know, reasons isn't evidence. How about a forensic analysis? An attempt at recreating anything that would count as evidence that these are fake, apart from your feelings, which I've clearly hurt.
It's as if you want a written confession signed in blood from NASA or Jeff Bezos or anyone who ever fakes space travel.
No, I just want evidence that space travel is being faked.
The written, signed confession in blood doesn't exist, and I know that's the only thing that you accept. For instance, if you show a professional globe cuck a picture of the lunar module and you say it looks like a piece of crap, it looks like it's a homeless tweaker shelter, they say, whatever are you talking about? It looks like a well-built, well-constructed spaceship.
The lunar lander wasn't designed to look pretty, but to do a job, which it did pretty well. The outer coating of what looked like scrunched up foil is actually designed specifically that way to reflect the most amount of radiation.
And another problem with these professional globe cucks is anytime you bring up the use of CGI or video manipulation, any sort of video editing in any sort of way, they completely deny it in every instance. And they say, just because you think it's CGI doesn't mean it's CGI. Just because you say it's fake doesn't mean it's fake.
Just saying something in a mocking tone doesn't stop it being true.
This is actually personal incredulity. So then their little minions come over to my page and they say, hey, where's your evidence? While they're looking at the evidence that they dismissed. And then they say personal incredulity because this fat ass used the word.
I don't have minions and it's still true. You're not providing a reason why it's not personal incredulity. You're just saying the thing that you're guilty of and kind of ignoring it.
In 2012, NASA got tired of faking weightlessness by using the zero-G plane, better known as the vomit comet. So in 2012, they started soliciting companies that specialize in real-time augmented virtual reality so that they can fake weightlessness and floating objects in the air in real time. Simply the cost of the plane and the safety concerns and the fact that they weren't very good at it. They didn't go to Hollywood, which most of Hollywood's effects are post-processing. That's after the video is made. They needed something they can do in real time and make it look realistic.
A bunch of assumptions that things are fake. Typical flatty behavior. Please, carry on. Can't wait to hear what stupid is said next.
They found a company called Telemetrics. Thank you, Debbie Duran, for bringing this to my attention. After I researched this, lo and behold, I found out our government has a contract with these people. And Telemetrics, basically what they do is they help news teams and they bring broadcasts together in real time, and they're able to create sets, cities, anything you want in a virtual reality world and make it look absolutely 100% real. They're also able to bring different people from around the world, put them in the same room and broadcast live, give them
television magic.
Yes, whatever they need to make the broadcast. So it's
That's
pretty amazing company.
But what they can't do is fake a full ISS walkthrough that lasts for over 30 minutes, going through multiple doorways, physically interacting with things and other people. This technology can't make people float and remove all trace of any harnesses or trapeze in real time. It's not like a holodeck.
Here we see Johnson Space Center Telemetrics provided latest camera robotics technology at NASA's government television at Mission Control. Why do you need to fake virtual reality sets at Mission Control and Johnson Space Center?
It actually amazes me that you people can be this stupid and still somehow get to adulthood. What if you read the thing that's in front of you? They are providing robotic camera technology, like this, which I imagine has many useful applications. It says nothing about providing the green screen VR tech they use for news studios.
I think we know the answer to that when we saw Tim Peake on the gridded blue screen.
This gridded blue screen, the one that would be very difficult to chroma key out, the one they use for physics experiments.
Show you some of the contacts. We're going to see Tim Peake with his contacts in, but these are virtual reality contacts overlaid on the eyes so actors can interact with things in 3D space, all in real time.
AR contact tech is becoming a reality. The problem is it's still in its infancy, and even with Mojo Vision's AR contact lens display that packs 14,000 pixels into every square millimeter, the most it can do is show a green text or outline objects and faces. The technology to have VR objects interacting in real time with people and them seeing it with AR contact lenses simply does not exist at the moment.
Yeah, a headset isn't needed by the viewing audience at home who sees a fake floating object on the screen. What we see on the screen at home is not a reality for what's actually happening there. And this is what bothers me most about globetards, is that they are purposely intellectually dishonest with their audience.
Projection's an ugly thing, Jake. We are just pointing out that the tech you claim they must be using simply does not exist. AR contact lenses do not work the way that you need them to.
This sort of technology's definitely not being used. It doesn't even exist. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Augmented virtual reality? What a preposterous notion. There's no such thing as augmented virtual reality.
I hate to agree with a flat earther, but you heard him, guys.
And then he goes on to use nothing but a bunch of special effects and CGI in his own video.
Yes, CGI, that's right. Totally not secret NASA technology.
Oi, who you calling CGI?
Shut up, pal.
So this Fight the Fat Gourd likes to use a bunch of CGI and special effects, but then he pretends...
Where's my mantis? I lost them. How careless of me.
That the government or these billionaires would never use that same technology to lie to you.
Yeah, but I'm just some dude in his front room with practically zero budget. If NASA were spending the billions they get on CGI, do you really think they would leave all these mistakes for you morons to find? No, they'd be putting out the most flawless, amazing, undetectable CGI in the world. I'm not CGI, honest.
Well, there you have it, folks. I wish there was more of an argument to break down, but Fight the Fat Ass's only argument is, it's not fake, it's real. It's really real. Captain Kirk went to space. Why don't you believe Jeff Bezos and Captain Kirk? They have no reason to lie. That's his only argument.
Nice to see you put your audio in the outro this time, but let's not strawman me, Jake. My argument is that you have no evidence that it's fake, and any claims made without evidence can be dismissed without evidence.
He is a admitted Star Trek nerd who admittedly has a love affair with William Shatner. He's also a professional globe cuck. That's his profession, is
what's a globe cuck?
Actual globe cucking. And we're supposed to act like this man is going to take any evidence that I present seriously?
You presented evidence. I must have missed that part.
It's his job to dismiss all evidence. And these are the same guys who want to debate all day over the shape of the Earth. And they commonly want to challenge me to a debate. Meanwhile, why would I want to debate a lying, manipulating, intellectually dishonest shitbag?
Translation, I'm afraid to make a fool of myself on a stream with you. Oh wait, you did do that when you stamped your feet like a baby and demanded to be let on my stream. Then demanded that my friends that were already in the stream leave so that you could have a transphobic, homophobic, racist mental breakdown for everyone to see. There's a link that you guys might want to click in the description, trust me. Then you do this, which I'm going to be using a lot.
You got a talent, Jake. You gotta.
Yeah, well done, man.
Oh, mama. Your mama's so ugly.
You gotta get a mixtape out. This guy needs to get a mixtape out fucking ASAP. I'm telling you.
Right, but Jake.
Ooh, self-burn. Those are rare.
And that's where we are, guys. Jake the asshole wants to fight me because he got called a nasty name on the internet.
Jake, I'll fight you any fucking day, mate. Bring it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see how we are doing. We have been streaming for 22 hours and 15 minutes. Because we started yesterday at 2 p.m. And it's now the next day at like after midday. I didn't go to bed last night We have 48 minutes left on the timer, and you are not going to add any more time. I command it. Now, we still have some of Dumbass McGee to go through. They're doing the Q&A. All right, so we've got about 20 minutes of them to cover. General E. Shady says, FTFE was so fat, LIGO had him GPS tracked to make real-time adjustments to reduce distortion. They found gravitational waves coming from me every time I jumped. F. Grudge says, FTFE was so fat, he stood up on both sides of the bed simultaneously. All right, come on. Let's get some FTFE was so fat super chats in. All right, if you want to increase that timer, do it with FTFE was so fat super chats, okay? Gleason's in the chat crying like a baby. Well, in my DMs, actually. Andreas Elditch gifted 1 membership. Thank you very much, my friend. I'm going to send Gleason an invite. Copy. Eclipse Chris for $2, £2 says, FTFE was so fat, this chat was worth 1 hour of time. No. It's a Rubik's $2 says, FTFE was so fat, he was twice the man he is now. I mean, that's kind of true. Let's see if Gleason has the balls to join and then act like an adult. We'll pop that over here for now.
And then take coordinate systems based on that, and then they make a map, and then they create that projection, and we can move it around however we want to. But they don't take, again, this is the difference. Calculative assumption that creates the coordinate system, or physically, empirically measured datum on the surface, which always matches flat. This goes back.
It never matches flat. Not once, ever, ever, ever. Toe Fungus says for £5, FTFE was so fat, when he went to the beach, he was the only one to get a tan. And that takes it up to an extra minute. Guys, please look at the poll. You have voted incorrectly.
Back to what we were talking about, where, okay, well, we can find out the truth of the matter. Let's go look and see what happens when we move along the Earth. When we move along the Earth, we cannot assume it's...
Art Pereira says, FTFE was so fat that when he jumped, he got stuck. Joe Black says, FTFE was so fat, Hugh Jarse was getting jealous. No, I'm not going to do that one today. The Wilson debate, I think I'm going to do on a separate stream. Because I've got a lot of things to say about that. You spent $1,100 on Temu? What the fuck did you buy on Temu for that much? General E. Shady says, Planet 9 has been disproven. It was FTFE.
It's a globe. It doesn't work. We have to make corrections. Oh, it's refraction. Okay, then let's go. What do we have to correct for? Pressure and temperature and optical variables in the sky, right? No. That's not how we make the corrections. We make physical measurements, empirically derived corrections with just angles and height, and we have to fix and cook the books because the globe doesn't match. So that proves that the actual...
Hence why they keep on having to make all the corrections based on the almanac. That's why the almanac keeps on having to be updated to make new corrections because of positions.
Because the stars move. Which debunks you fucking idiots that say the stars are fixed in the firmament. Because they actually change position. X-Penguin95, I don't know why I'm still shouting. For £2, FTFE was so fat, black holes gravitated towards him. Yeah. I was so fat that light couldn't escape me. And I caused time dilation. An entire new space-time developed inside of me. Red Soak Sponge says, I don't believe you're still awake. I have a conspiracy theory that you swap out yourself for one of your clones midway through. It's possible.
In other words, they don't have an exact position on their coordinate system. You gotta reify or calculate it. Otherwise, there's 3 different calculation formulas from what I remember. And they're actually covering it on the Ether Cosmology right now. They're going through all of them, and they're pretty much debunking what they are. You can use regular trig to find your location. It's not really hard.
They're not debunking anything.
Hard.
Clive Wells says, that's no moon. It's FTFE. Wait, it's too big to be FTFE. I think you're right. Bruce Wolfold says, FTFE was so fat, the grease trap guy tried to recycle him. Oofed.
Coordinate system isn't correct. So how do we get the coordinate system? Because however we got it isn't correct. The presupposition was that it's a globe. Then we made a celestial coordinate system. Then we made a map. Then we flattened that globe out. And people say, look, this flattened globe out is distorted. It's like, yeah, of course it is.
Right. Austin, I got to jump in real quick.
Okay.
You're definitely on a roll, so I'm going to stop real quick. We got a few more questions that we need to get to. This one is from John is asking for Jiren. Do you now believe that the weak force of gravity holds all southern oceans onto the bottom of the sphere? And if you do believe that, what type of gravity? Is it Einsteinian? Is it Newtonian?
Yeah, I think
gravity holds the atmosphere. Is it being equilibrium? Do you now believe? You're definitely on a roll, so I'm going to stop real quick. We got a few more questions that we need.
He's on a roll, so I'm going to stop you. What? Magic Catgirl says that she's hacked the FTFE clone machine and it only makes catgirls now. No, how do you think I do these streams? There's a whole bunch of me out there.
Need to get to. This one is from John is asking for Jiren. Do you now believe that the weak force of gravity holds all southern oceans onto the bottom of the sphere? And if you do believe that, what type of gravity?
Bottom of the sphere.
Gravity. Is it Einsteinian? Is it Newtonian?
Einsteinian, not Einsteinian. And they're all the same. One's just a more in-depth and accurate explanation. The gravity is the same thing. One is the what, the other is the how.
Yeah, I think gravity holds the atmosphere. Is it being equilibrium with the vacuum of space?
I don't know. What seems to make this the most sense, because I think that the Earth proves itself to be a sphere, so therefore the idea that the center of the Earth has some sort of attractive force seems to make sense, because that's what we experience. So there is no water being held to the bottom of the globe. That would require the pressure to be going the other direction. The water is being held to the globe like the water in the north is, like the water everywhere.
They're about to say dumb things because they don't understand.
And you see, this is what they always do. On the globe, there is no actual down.
Well, no, there isn't. In space, when you've got your globe there, this isn't up, and this isn't down. This is up, and this is down. Up, down.
You literally have an axis of rotation, while you have a north and a south hemisphere. As much as you want to deny it, you got an up and a down on your sphere. Hence, you have an axis of rotation, but
That doesn't mean there's an up and a down. It just means there's a north and a south along the axis. North isn't up. South isn't down. There's no up and down in space. There's nowhere for the water to fall off to. The only thing that is pulling is the gravity of the Earth.
22.4 degrees. Why? Because your reference is the sun. Quite sad.
Yeah, it is. And now we're
Because this
arguing
is-
about degrees.
Because this is always the same thing we always get. No, we don't really have a up and down on the globe.
No, there is an up and down on the globe. There absolutely is. Up is away from the surface, from the center of the Earth. Down is towards the center of the Earth. In space, there's no up and down. I just punched the monitor. Shouldn't do that.
Because in space, there's no direction. Literally, you have an axis of rotation based on reference to the sun. So yes, you do have an up and down, hence why it's called North and South Hemisphere.
North is not up. South is not down. You retard.
So yes, water is sticking to the bottom of your ball.
There is an equatorial plane, isn't there? From what I remember in the description. So
It's been DM'd this. Come on, Starlink, sort your shit out. This would be done so much quicker on my new internet. F-Grudge says, FTFE was so fat, his skin had Coriolis effect when he tried to turn. General E. Shady says, FTFE was so fat, his belly almost became a singularity. His belly button is now a white hole. This is what Nathan has as his meme. From a book that says the Earth is a globe. Trying to find his the bit he uses for the meme. The amount of time this talks about the globe is insane. And then Nathan takes one of the pictures and says it means the Earth is flat. Oh, did I go past it then? I think so. Anyway.
that's your reference.
Todd Tech Tales for $20. Satire said hell is being trapped with other people. Wait. Satire said hell is being trapped with other people. And he hadn't even met Flatzoid. Thank you very much, dude. That gets it up to another minute on the timer.
Point for all of it. It really is. The elevations change beyond that point, but they always reference that equatorial plane. Yeah.
Everywhere is. It's all the same. There is no difference. There's nobody who's upside down. To be upside down,
I agree. No one's
you have to
upside
have-
down. I agree. That's totally stupid. Nobody's antipodal.
No.
Welcome to Flat Earth.
Antipodal isn't upside down. They're different. people are octopodal, but relative to the Earth, they're not upside down. Because that's not how that works.
Jiren. Yeah, Roger, they keep saying 69. It's literally 60 degrees.
Yep.
No, it's not. It's 69 miles per degree. What the fuck?
60. Yeah, Roger, they keep saying 69. It's literally 60 degrees.
It's not 60 degrees. What are you fucking talking about? It's 69 miles per degree. Are you okay?
Yep. And just for that.
Nope, Gen X says FTFE lost so much weight that the sea level is no longer rising.
Have your head where your feet should be. But on the Earth, your feet should be at the ground towards the center of the Earth. That's where you are. That's where everybody is. So there is nobody upside down. Now you could say, well, what about the guy way up there in the north versus the guy down there in the south, Jiren? Are they upside down compared to each other? That's a different story. That's it.
Thank you, Roger, for
Yes, compared to each other. Oh, that's cute. He was given a gifted membership. How many have I had? 417.
gifting a membership. Really, really appreciate it, man. You rock.
No
Appreciate
problem, man. I did that for the 60 degrees, just for you.
Mhm. Thank you.
problem.
What did I just see here before? There was something I missed it anyway. But thank you for the.
No problem.
Oh, that's what I want to say. You, Jiren, just kind of literally contradicting himself again. There is no up and down, but yeah, there is an up and down if you look at the person standing on the other side of the ball.
No, it's not contradicting himself. It said that relative to the globe, no one is upside down because gravity decides what up and down is. But if you stand outside of the Earth and go, is that person relative to that person upside down? Then yes, that's a different perspective. Relative. Oh, come on, dude. Stop it. F Grudge gifted another 10 memberships, which adds another 30 minutes back to the timer. Thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate it. That means the stream will be going for 24 hours. And that's enough. Okay? Look at me. That's enough.
That's a contradiction. Let's just go back so you can listen to it again. Listen to this, guys.
Everywhere is. It's all the same. There is no difference. There's nobody who's upside down. To be upside down, you have to have your head where your feet should be. But on the Earth, your feet should be at the ground towards the center of the Earth. That's where you are. That's where everybody is. So there is nobody upside down. Now you could say, well, what about the guy way up there in the north versus the guy down there in the south, Jiren? Are they upside down compared to each other? That's a different story. That's a would be a yes.
Compared to each other, yes. But on the Earth, no.
And to the center of Earth. Because we're center of Earth. In between them, you moron.
But the Earth decides what up and down is.
Okay, we literally have to go and draw this out again. Back to
don't get out of the paint
Mr.
again. Fuck's sake.
John Hawkins' favorite program. Okay, this is your globe, Jiren. This is your person standing in the north. And this is your person standing in the south. Okay? There we go. Now, you saying, okay, his feet is facing towards the center of Earth.
Uh-huh.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. His feet is also facing towards the center of Earth.
Which is what?
Oh
down
no! What
is.
do we see? What's the issue here?
None.
It's a big one.
Maybe let's bring them both to the center of Earth.
There's no issue here apart from your understanding of how things work. The center of the Earth is where down is. Away from the center of the Earth is where up is.
I think that might make it easier for these morons to understand. There's the one. He's in the center. Let's bring the other one now.
Mrs. Toffee says, I was on 1 hour, 1 hour at 3 a.m. Yeah, at like 4 a.m. I was at like 1 minute. I'm tired, people.
Oh no. That's in reference to the center of Earth.
That's right.
Yeah.
Look.
Well, there's a magical ball in the middle made out of iron, and it's magnetic, and we know it's there. It just has to be. We try to model it out with other things, and we have to add magnetism to it to make it work.
None of that happened. This guy is dumb. Do not listen to anything he ever says.
How many more excuses have I seen? There's no proof of any kind of gravitation or even magnetism that pulls you to the center of the Earth.
No one says magnetism pulls you towards the center of the Earth, but there's absolutely proof of gravity. I've talked about it several times in this stream already. Gleason's too scared to join now.
No proof of a core. Anything like that. I mean, come on. You dug what, nearly 8 miles down. That's it.
But you just can't get that far down, PJ.
Anything else is just theory.
Yeah. It is. Any scientific evidence of that molten iron core?
Yes, lots.
That's
The entire science of seismology is given plenty of evidence towards it, by the way.
One that's past its Curie point.
Oh, yeah. The one that can't magnetize anything anymore? Yeah.
Yeah, they're not saying that the core is magnetic. That's a straw man that you guys push. It's the outer core that has convection currents that create static and a magnetic field. We're not saying that the core in the middle is a magnetic core. You just straw man and then go, well, that's not true.
They're the one that keeps changing its direction of spin every 70 years.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Apparently.
Well, that doesn't happen. What's he talking about? Okay, right. Okay, no, he's right. The inner core changes direction every 70 years. I wasn't aware of that.
Reason.
Just out of the blue. This guy's.
LJ, thank you $2. He says, you forgot the people standing sideways. I indeed did. Thank you very much for the super chat, bro. LJ. I appreciate it. You rock, man. The point I'm just trying to make is no way that any glober has ever been able to justify this nonsense.
What?
Whenever they claim there is no up and down, but yet they want to justify antipodal, is a literal contradiction.
There's no contradiction. Relative to each other, they appear upside down. But they're not upside down. They are standing the right way up because of the way that gravity pulls. It's no problem. There's no issue to it. Yes, from the outside, they appear to be upside down relative to each other. But on Earth, up and down is decided by gravity. Bruce Wolfwood says, serious question, have you reached your target weight and how are your energy levels now compared to 2 years ago? I am right on the edge of my target weight. It's kind of a little bit up and down at the moment. And I'm pretty sure that's because muscle weighs more than fat. So as I lose fat and gain muscle, my weight's kind of at the moment. But I'm very close to my target weight. But energy level wise, I've got so much more energy. I have an infinite amount of energy compared to what I used to. Like even 5 years ago. I feel younger than I did 10 years ago, guys.
But they're not upside down themselves. So to make questions about how do we hold water, how do we hold boats, how do we hold ships, is basically admitting that you don't have a full grasp of what they mean by gravity and how it works.
Okay, thank you, Jiren. Austin, would you like to address this one?
Sorry, I was changing it over. Yeah, can you just remind me what it was?
Yeah, it's
gravity.
Do we now believe the weak force of gravity holds all the southern oceans on the bottom of the sphere?
Oh, yeah.
And if it is gravity, what type? Einsteinian or Newtonian?
Sorry, it was so gay I forgot it. No, obviously I don't believe in any of that nonsense.
It's so gay I forgot it.
I don't believe in gravity's terribly debunked and impossible, and everything's intrinsically electric, and
it's not. Gravity has never been debunked, right? And the one thing that can easily destroy all you fucking retards is submarine gravity gradient navigation. Game over, yeah.
I guess this is kind of the point I was trying to make to Jiren, and more of a meta, right? Which is like you're honing in on something that you're like, okay, I can't explain this in the flat Earth, so it can't be flat. Well, it's like,
well, yes, Mark, you still need sleep to be able to have energy. Like, I really do hope that this stream ends in an hour, and then what I'm going to do is go to the gym and then go to bed. I'd very much like that. Like, really, really quite like that. And then get up in like a bit and have some food with my family, and then take a day or two off. Yeah. So I want to finish. I do not want any more membership. I thank you very much for your support, guys. It means the absolute world. Like, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. But that's enough.
okay,
You
so
can't explain this on the globe.
what about all these other things that we know you're not going to be able to explain on the globe? Because you actually require gravity as the prerequisite.
I wanted to say something I've forgotten about, right? When I put the this up for stream, yesterday, this is what I'm going to be doing, right? One of the first comments in the chat was, "Oh, look at Craig just grifting for money so he can pay his rent at the end of the month." Number one, yes, this job pays my rent. That's why I do this. I could be on benefits because I'm disabled, right? I could be, but I choose not to be. I choose to do this full time as a job. So yes, these streams pay my rent. However, this can't pay this month's rent or even next month's rent, because everything that I have earned during this stream will now count for July's pay, which I won't get paid until August. I know, right? How dare I earn, how dare I make money with my content? Oh, looks like Coward Kyle isn't coming.
Was it there?
Is it that time already, PJ?
It is, yeah. I've got about 25 minutes. I've got a few things to do before it starts. So
Awesome.
see you tomorrow, Flash, man.
Blessings, man.
I'll be over in a little bit.
All right, dude. See you in a little bit. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, we're not going to be on too long still, so.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Ever even claim it's a globe, and inclusion directly to the question. No, I absolutely do not believe in that, because gravity's been debunked 1,000 times over, and simply because they need the globe, they need the heliocentric model, they need the Copernican principle. They had to come up with some crazy nonsense where time and distances magically contract and slow down to match whatever they need for the Earth.
Do you think
to
it
not
could be
moving.
something else though? Like there's a guy, I was just reading his theory the other day. I know it sounds crazy. It's called the trillion years theory, but it's the theory that there's a black hole at the middle of every sphere. That the black hole at the middle of the sun, black hole at the middle of the earth, and that's what's attracting things to it. So it's not gravity per se. So I mean, that's where I kind of am saying that the earth will always be a sphere. Just like all your friends that are geocentrists, Robert Sungenis, Robert Bennett, all these PhD guys, they all believe the earth is a sphere. Everybody.
Robert Sungenis doesn't have a PhD, just to be clear.
Tycho Brahe, Copernicus, you name them, they all believe the Earth was a sphere. And there's a reason for that.
So what if they believe it's a sphere? It doesn't make it a sphere.
I got a question for you. What causes a star to
Rubik's, I
collapse
appreciate
upon
that.
itself and create a black hole in their theory? Gravity. Dude,
Magic, man.
Oh, magic. Okay. But I mean, in Einstein's relativity, that in his theory, that black holes are masses that got so much gravity they collapse in on themselves and create a black hole, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What
it
is he
collapses in on itself because it can't handle it anymore, man.
So he's saying it's not gravity; it's black holes. Gravity, or never mind. He just shooting shit. Pardon my French. Dude, you don't know what you're talking about. Shut up. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the Earth is a sphere.
No, you're just now you boldly appealed to majority.
Oh no, it's not appeal to majority. So you're saying that we have today a flat Earth theory that has no map, no model, no explanations, you can't even tell me what the Earth looks like. You can't even say, oh, it looks like this, because what
you
you'll be
did.
describing.
You appealed to majority. Now you're shifting the burden. I don't want to be super cutthroat and just hit you with what your fallacies you're using, but you are using lots of fallacies. But like to answer in good faith, like it's like, who cares? Actually, I talked to Dr. Bennett and he said that he sits in the rooms and he's like, wow, I don't know how to answer these reputations of the globe. He hasn't focused on that. He didn't say like he's for sure that the Earth's a globe. It has to be a globe. But I want to ask the question everyone here wants to know from you, right? Like, do you think the Earth is moving?
It seems to make sense.
Really?
Yeah, it does seem to make sense that the Earth is moving. I've measured it to check. Uniberg for 10 PlayStation Network dollars. That's fucking retarded to laugh from someone's work. I know, right? Guys, I just want you to read the super chat I received from one of the Flerfs that I spoke to yesterday. I was disappointed that they couldn't act like an adult, and I told them so. Says, I was disappointed in myself as well for giving you the benefit of the doubt. Looking back, I should have known. Your excuses on Sunday were a sign this was never in good faith. I didn't make any excuses on Sunday. I ran out of time to give her a call because life got in the way. The setup was childish and transparent. No, it wasn't. Everyone was here watching. The minute I realised who you were, I knew it was in bad faith. I've raised enough children to recognise manipulation when I see it. You can't fool an old soul who's fostered and adopted more children like you, but left my home with sharper minds than you've probably even met. No, I'm smarter than anyone you've ever met. No. Anyone you fostered is probably turned out to be a fucking idiot. This is a fact. You've shown this side before, modern day debate, demanding the floor, speaking over others and using speed, not substance, to dominate. Well, no. You asked the question and I attempted to answer. Yet you didn't like the answer because I used lots of words that were big and confusing for you. No substance at all, just the same old memorized script. Even my 4-year-old grandson saw through you the moment you opened your mouth. Mummy, I don't like him. He's weird and won't stop talking, he said, out of the mouths of babes. Well, that's a lie. That never happened. I had planned to give you a full hour. When Zoom crashed, I saw it as a sign. The first time, but I stayed. But there was no moderator, no shared ground, just you monopolising the conversation in your backyard nonetheless. The second crash felt like confirmation. I knew was casting pearls before swine. Then came the call from my daughter, reading the immature filth from your audience chat. Oh no! Did people say words you didn't like? Helping realise you have nothing, not even an audience worth engaging with. That sealed it. You didn't want an exchange. You wanted bait for your audience and a takedown. You orchestrated it. And it was gross. No, I tried to talk to you. I asked you questions and tried to have a conversation with you. But you went, no, oh God. And then tried to patronise me, sweetheart. Like an adult, lol. When you realise what those words mean, hit me up. Maybe we can try this again. After you've matured enough to listen just a little. I listened to everything you said and then responded. rather than demanding and insisting your beliefs upon others. I didn't have any beliefs. I explained physical phenomenon and the fact that we use gravity in real life. You said friendly discussion and you lied. I thought it was friendly until you got patronizing. Nothing about your behavior was ever close to friendly. Manipulative, less, not friendly. So, any child you've raised is a retard now. Good job.
So why would the Earth be moving? This is just one thing that I would find wrong with Jiren. If he's claiming that, okay, I'm going to accept it's now a globe because I see the sun, 24 hours, fine. If you want to accept that, it's your problem. But now why would you expect the Earth moving? How would that make the Earth move? It doesn't. But he's all of a sudden accepting that.
What?
Sun, 24 hours, fine. If you want to accept that, it's your problem. But now why would you expect the Earth moving? How would that make the Earth move?
He didn't say it makes the Earth move. He said it seems to make sense that the Earth moves.
It doesn't. But he's all of a sudden accepting that. Don't you guys find that odd?
It's very odd.
Yep.
That's why I said this whole thing is just total nonsense. He seems to be very invested in being as retarded as possible, going against every...
The fucking irony from you, Flatzoid, is insane.
Single argument he used to make.
Yep. And by the way, all those black holes are theory. They're never been proven. They're just... they're like throwing crap against the wall. They don't know what... They don't even know if black holes even exist.
Yeah, we do. We can fucking see them. We've imaged them. There's a very good chance our universe is inside of one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What the hell they're talking about?
I'm just trying to see. 80 minus... Is it... That's 90 minus 9. Sorry. I'm just trying to quickly retype all my math out for that quickly. Equals 0. Okay, so there we go. $10 times 60 equals... Oh, there we go. Play. Sorry.
That's where you would get, easier observations. Otherwise, if you're geocentrist, then you have to move everything around the Earth at crazy speeds, faster than the speed of light. It seems kind of funny.
Dude, so do you not see why people are like, what is going on right now? Like that what? You know that the evidence has shown that the Earth is not moving. We maybe will have another debate or something.
No evidence shows the Earth is not moving. All the evidence shows that the Earth is moving. Every single fucking bit of it. All those here who measured the Earth's movement, raise their hand. Oh, that would be me!
Real quick, guys, let me jump in with this next question, which is exactly what you're talking about, okay? Roger's asking, why are the measurements of the ether ignored? The MMX, the Dayton Miller, Bob, and many...
There's no measurements of the ether. That has never happened.
The others, along with Ares' failure, which shows the Earth is not in motion.
Okay.
No, Ares' failure failed to detect the ether. Didn't show the Earth wasn't in motion. In fact, showed the exact opposite.
Jiren, would you like to go first?
I mean, to me, it shows that the Earth is not in motion through any kind of an ether that they tried to test, at least the way they tested it. So, again, to those things, that seems to me to be such a high-level physics thing that's out of my wheelhouse. And it used to be important to me because I thought we were lied to about the shape of the Earth or where we lived. And I no longer think that's the case.
Just listen to this, right? Isn't Jiren the guy that was pushing ether?
No.
Yeah, it was. He definitely pushes it. And by the way, there is a link.
I don't think Jiren ever really pushed Aether.
There's a link, Wesley, at the top of the page, dude. Swear to
Yeah,
God.
he knows. Wesley just doesn't understand this. I'm just quickly putting some math in here. Sorry, I'm just quickly typing out my math, which I lost, remember?
Mm-hmm.
10, 20, 30, 40, 42, 4. Yes. Okay, let's carry on.
I think they could be wrong. Obviously, I think they're wrong about dark matter, dark energy. Even there could be gravity issues. There could be maybe we haven't gone to the moon. Maybe we can't get out of low Earth orbit. There's a lot of other things, but I'm not making those claims today. My claim is that the evidence shows us where we live. And I think that in order to believe that you live on a flat Earth, you have to then believe in a deceptive God. You have to believe that a God made the Earth answerable with one word, sphere, but it's really not. It's actually flat, and it's actually this, and well, no. Why would God make it so that it's answerable by saying flat? Why would it be so easy to say, hey, how come it's an upside down sun and moon? Oh, you're upside down and you're on a ball. Oh, why is there backwards moving? Because you're on a ball. Oh, well, why is there a south celestial pole? Oh, because you're on a ball. Oh, so all the answers of you're on a ball suffice. Yet we're supposed to believe that that's not the truth. The truth is really that God made a flat Earth, but just happened to make the mistake of making it also answerable by being on a sphere. Now, the difference is we can map the Earth, we have it mapped on a sphere, and it matches every single observation, every one. And on a flat Earth, it matches none. That's the difference. So you can keep believing in the flat Earth if you want, but
He's saying it's just not. He's just saying it's matching none. Is that just what he's saying?
Well, he's saying because in the southern parts of the world you see the moon from a different perspective. It rolls through the sky. It actually does. It's in one location. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, but that's just like kind of just doing what all the globies always have done. Just saying, nah.
Well, it's like we used to make fun of people who would like point away from the Earth in order to determine Earth's shape. Like you don't look away from something by proving a different shape for it. Yeah.
What do you mean a different shape? The Earth is a globe. That's been proven.
We've showed them lie about it constantly, especially mainstream astronomers like Danny Faulkner. The last impossible eclipse, whatever it was.
Not a fan of Danny Faulkner. I mean, he literally says the Earth's just a few thousand years old. And I know Will kind of does as well, but
yeah, he fudges change the degrees of the moon so it would actually fit their model. They do that all the time.
$90 times 60. Sorry, guys. 5,200. No, it's 5,400.
the cat's always trying to do maths. This is hard for him, guys. Give him a break.
Well, I don't think it's an eclipse like we think it is.
Don't you think so?
No. I don't know what eclipse is. I can't verify it myself.
67. Sorry, I'm just quickly making sure this is right.
Class, did we do a show on that here with Danny Faulkner's observations?
Yeah, I think we did, yeah.
So that would be the we. It'd be me, us on this panel. We showed this boy falsifying this crap. Yeah, that was us. So it's not the royal we. God, who's we?
Okay.
I just told you.
So this is the math I was talking about, and this is based on the 60 nautical miles. Now the globies always want to go to 69 nautical miles, but no, it's actually 60.
Mm-hmm.
If you observe something, this would be like standing underneath Polaris, 90 So you're literally seeing, okay, I'm observing Polaris at 90 degrees. Okay, so it's right on top of you. That means you would be 0 times 60, because what's 90 minus 90, guys? 0.
0, yes.
And that's nautical miles away from Polaris. So you'll be standing directly under Polaris. Now, when you move to where you observe Polaris at 80 degrees, that's the co-altitude angle. I mean, that's the altitude angle elevation angle that you measure Polaris at, 80 degrees. And you take 90. The reason you start with 90 is because it's a right angle triangle. Okay? So you measure the 80, you minus the 90 from the 80, you get to 10. So that's the co-altitude angle. You times the co-altitude angle by 60 nautical miles, and that tells you you're 600 nautical miles away. So that means you are on 90, that's under Polaris. This is the 80th latitude, 70th, 60, 50, and so on. And that's how you get to where you literally...
Yeah. Dude, this is embarrassing how wrong you've got this.
At the equator.
Yeah.
There we go.
No more members, please. Thank you very much. That is it. Half an hour is done. No more. We are finished.
So what's the issue? Because you can only see Polaris to the equator, correct? Last time I checked, the equator is as far as you can see Polaris.
Yep.
Yeah. Nautical miles are literally a globe measurement. You're 100% right, Andy.
Look at this. Those figures would only work at sea. No. It's called the circle of equal altitude for a reason. It means anything around that circle. Let's do it this way.
No, Captain.
This needs its own video with how bad this is.
It's ever been flat. That's funny as hell. Dude, what do you think Clark came back with and Cook? They all came back with the same idea. They went out to disprove the globular model themselves. You can read their writings. They actually logged it all in their journal. Yeah.
Exactly. But now look at this. You see this, the circle of equal altitude? Where my mouse is, that's the circle of equal. That's everywhere on that position.
He's doing it again, guys. He's being dishonest. He's only showing the bit before they actually tell you how to do it. I guess I could show you again. So, here's for Catzoids. Slide. A circle of equal altitude inscribed about a pole. Page 3 of 32. What's on page 4, guys? Oh, right. Now, let's make 2 changes to our situation. Make the pole infinitely tall, really big, and make our surface spherical, like Earth. Now we have something similar to the Earth and the navigational stars. Now our circles look like this. You dishonest motherfucker.
Is looking up at the star. Okay? That's the angle measurement. That can be on land or water.
He's trying to do maths. It's so cute. Illusion, that's not how you do it. 30 minutes to go, guys. Thank you very much for the support today. It's been absolutely incredible. I do not want any more memberships. Please, please stop giving me money. I command you stop giving me money. Because I'm tired and I'm sore. And I haven't even gone to sleep. All right? The stream's been going for like 23 and a bit hours, okay? All right. I'll make a deal with you. At the most, you can add another half hour. Okay? I'm going to make it a 24-hour stream. Is that okay? But no more. But I quickly need the toilet, so... Back in 1 minute.
The law rings up to make no sense. Perseverance, who cares what words I don't make mean, huh? The law, I don't like your words, so I pick my favorite words. What's real, non-real, super contained, metaverse, first person. Law, meta is an angle, real, fake. This is so physical, hit 'em up, chastise every young bitch that tries to stop me, Tupac. All humans can do is word salad or make up stuff. Disagree versus agree, it's not around, he's deaf, another deaf one. You can't hear, LOL, not a ball, it's a tear. Low, no dirt in the middle. No dirt in the middle, no, 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 no. No dirt in the middle, no, 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 no. No dirt in the middle, no, 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 no. No dirt in the middle, no, 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 no. Low, your legs up to make no sense. Perseverance, who cares what words I don't make mean, huh? Low, I don't like your words, so I pick my favorite words. What's real, non-real, super contained, metaverse, first person. Low, meta is an angle, real fake. It's a so physical, hit 'em up, chastise every gun bitch that tries to stop you, Tupac. All humans can do is word salad or make up stuff. Disagree versus agree, it's not around, he's deaf, another deaf one. He can't hear, LOL, not a ball, it's a tear. Low, dirty middle, low, dirty middle, no, 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 no. Low, dirty middle, no, 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 no. Low, dirty middle, no, 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 no. Low, dirty middle, no, 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 no. Low, dirty middle, to make no sense. Perseverance, who cares what words I don't make mean, huh? Low, I don't like your words, so I pick my favorite words. What's real, non-real, super contained, metaverse, first person. Low, meta is an angle, real fake. Low, dirty middle, no, 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 no. Low, dirty middle, no, 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 no. Low, dirty middle, no, 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 no. Low, dirty middle, no, 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 no. No, dirty middle, low, dirty middle.
Well, I've got that timing down.
It's not going to come along. You're not going to, down the road, figure out that there's some answer, because look how long it's been. There's been no answer. There's a reason why Lady Blount in 1895 was saying, well, there is a southern sun, but we can't explain it. Well, now we're 150 years past that, and there hasn't even been an attempt, because people have realized what I realized. Oh, any flat map will be the AE map, and the AE map doesn't match reality. Therefore,
we don't live on an AE map. The AE map wasn't created for what you want it to be.
But most flat earthers thought that it was, and that's the fucking point.
It's been said so many times.
In equinoxes, right? That's what it's a calculator for, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just want to point out the votes have gone up to 105. Who answered the question more honestly? Jiren, 36%. Wits at 35%.
Rubik for $2 says, here's me, not giving you money. You did it fucking wrong. Thank you, Emily.
Both 4%, none 25%. Ooh.
I would say none. That's what I put in there. I'm sorry. Neither one of them are honest, to be honest. They boil it down. I think the ether's got Witsit tied up in the big Sejanus globe that he wants to present. We're still the center of the universe in that one, though.
Yes, Mr. Jingles, nautical 60 miles, statute 69. I'm working with nautical miles, if you haven't realized that.
Yes, but you said that it's not 69. You said it's 60. Also, nautical miles, prove the globe.
Doesn't mean it's only water-based. Yes, it was derived over water. Doesn't mean it's only water-based. It still works. There's a big echo coming through. Roger.
Say something.
Working out? Testing 1, 2? Okay, that's better. But yeah, the point is, guys, that math I just showed you is based on trigonometry using a triangle. And it gives exactly flat Earth math.
You know you don't have to have a triangle to do trigonometry, right? Astros Electronics, no, I told you to fucking stop it. Thank you very much for the membership. I appreciate it, you dick. There's a song that Emma's made for me. Well, I will play the song that Emma's made for me at the end of the stream. So a nautical mile is exactly 1 minute of arc along a meridian of longitude, or any great circle. It's 1/60th of a degree, and since there are 360 degrees in a circle and 60 minutes in each degree, a full circle is 360 times 60, which equals 21,600 minutes of arc. 21,600 nautical miles equals the circumference of Earth. Why does this prove the globe? Because the entire definition of a nautical mile is based on the geometry of a sphere. It links distance directly to angular measurement. When you travel 1 nautical mile north or south, the angle to Polaris changes by 1 minute of arc, which is only possible because the surface of Earth is curved.
The same math that Jiren and you globies claim doesn't exist. That's it. It's based on flat Earth math.
No such thing.
Notice how I was able to get the perfect distances with latitude based on
but you did the calculations
using
wrong.
Trigonometry from a 90-degree angle.
None of that was trigonometry.
Hence flat Earth.
Wait, he thinks times in the number by the co-altitude is doing trigonometry. I'm not sure how someone can be this stupid.
I hate to tell you, the Earth cannot be flat. It's time to just grow up and say, okay, let's move on to actual real conspiracies and let's stop teaching kids lies. I did it for 10 years. It makes me sick that I thought so completely about the South being a lie that I based my entire idea of the Earth on that premise.
Why didn't you just talk to people that's in the South then, Jiren?
Because he thought it was all part of the lie. He knew that he's not saying that he thought the South didn't exist, but he thought that the dimensions of the South, like Antarctica, was a lie. Not that like South Africa and Chile was a lie. Andy, please stop it. I want to stop. Well, I did say we can get it up to 24 hours exactly. So you're allowed to gift another 5 memberships. No more.
The South's not a lie. It's obviously a real place. It's just you kind of had a warped perception of the South, I would say. Why? Because you're a plant. You literally played flat earther, dude.
For 10 years, he just pretended to be a because you don't like what he said. He also definitely doesn't photosynthesize.
So which way does the sun go down in your part of the woods, Flats? When it goes down, when it rises, which way does it go from you? Like when in the day, the sun goes across
rises in the east and sets in
Bad
the west.
Rubik's.
That's good.
Yeah, just
That's
like you
not
guys in
opposite.
the north. It rises in the east and sets in the west, last time I checked, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
On that point. And when I went and found out that that's not the case, now everything else is a mess. So I see what Austin's saying, where you're like, what's going on? Now you believe that we're spinning. Now you believe. No, it's not a matter of that. It's the Earth is a ball.
No, it's not.
It shape is a sphere, and that can be realized by yourself. You can go out tonight or sunset, watch the sun.
What is wrong with this guy? It's literally 5,400 nautical miles.
There's no. Can you? No, it's
So he's
not.
got to stick to the radius, I guess. I don't know. What is it?
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Dr. Bass actually said, how does that
I don't know if you can cancel a membership, meet Nivox Spiegelman.
work? If you start at a center point and you do a circumference around that center point, doesn't it grow in distance the further you get away from it, from a center point?
Yeah. I think these guys are getting confused between nautical miles and statute miles. So they're trying to say
that would be you.
The distance is wrong because they're using statute miles.
No,
I'm
just you can't
doing
do
the
the
math
maths.
based on nautical miles. Do you understand that?
How can you not see how wrong he got it?
I don't get an answer. I don't see one.
We got 25 minutes to
Sunset,
go.
call a friend
We
in the
got
south, have
25
them watch
minutes
the
to go.
sunset go the other
Can you let
direction,
me know
and
in
you
the
then know
industry
you're on a
go?
sphere
Got 25
because there's
minutes
no
before we
flat
got to
map
go.
that will ever account for that. But the sphere model is exactly that. How would the Earth be
Thank you,
modeled
Jared, for
perfectly?
your answer.
Take it.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting it up.
Austin, did you want to address this one?
Thank
Why
you,
is,
Andy. I appreciate
measurements
it,
of
mate.
ether ignored? MMX, Dayton Miller, Bob, and many others, along with Aries failure.
Yeah, of course. And like Jiren knows the answer to this. It's because it actually has philosophical implications that the Earth is in a special and unique position. If the Earth's in the center of everything, how did it get there?
There's nothing philosophical or special. All right? It's you need to be special. That's all it is. There's nothing philosophical about it. It either is the center of the universe and stationary, etc., or it's not. Turns out it's fucking not. Guys, I can't believe we've had 429 new memberships. It's been absolutely incredible. Thank you so much.
And that is the answer as a creator. It was placed there for some type of intelligent design. You can actually prove that with the first, second law of thermodynamics. Doesn't matter though. Like that's why.
What did he just say?
One unique position. If the Earth's in the center of everything, how did it get there? And that is the answer as a creator. It was placed there for some type of intelligent design. You can actually prove that with the first, second law of thermodynamics. Doesn't matter.
He just said, unironically, you can use the first and second law of thermodynamics to prove there was a creator. Take off my ring. The stupid burns! Alright, I've been streaming for 24 hours and that's the dumbest thing I've heard. I could snap Witsit in half.
Though, like that's why it's so glaringly obvious if the Earth is in the center that it was placed there, that they run away from it, and they say this. And Jiren, again, you know that as well. Like they just straight
But I
up tell
also
you.
know
They-
all
wait,
geocentrists-
wait, bro. I don't interrupt you, bro. Like they straight up tell you right why they do that. All geocentrists are globers. That doesn't matter. Like we're talking. Like the question is, this is this. Like now I have beef with you, intellectual beef though, right? But my point is that it's like. How all of a sudden are you going to flip on that? Oh, maybe it makes more sense. It'd have to go faster than the speed of light. No, actually, even in the theory of relativity, according to his own equations, that the actual stars can go faster than the speed of light based on the presence of the strength of the gravitational field and the immensity of masses. And in relativity itself.
No. Nothing in relativity says something can go faster than the speed of light. You fucking penis. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is the man who told me I wasn't at a place I was at. This is why you're not invited to these things. Oh, what? You mean the thing I'm at?
Itself, it can actually go faster than the speed of light. Actually, doesn't have to because at the presupposed
This is
distance.
the Witsit we know. The guy just talks so fast that no one can really listen to what he's saying because he has to keep on speaking so much.
Yeah, you're right for Catsoid.
Okay, Whitson.
That's the only time I'm ever going to say that.
For you.
Yeah. But why
You could
wasn't
probably-
he this original Whitson in the actual debate in the beginning? Why is he waiting now that it's like finished?
And he can always take up work as an auctioneer.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Mr. Jingles, why am I using nautical miles? Because that's the math used.
But
Why
why did
can't
you
I
do it
use
wrong?
nautical miles to make the point of the math?
I bet Keith has no idea what a nautical mile actually
Just
is.
even claim that, and we have to claim the finite speed of light in the first place. But MMX absolutely showed the Earth was not moving. So now we're in the world where we're just invoking
No, it didn't.
insanity, right? Just pure insanity.
The Michelson Morley experiment had no way to show the Earth wasn't moving. The Michelson Morley experiment was doing one specific thing: testing if there was ether. If there was ether, Earth's movement through the ether would have given certain physical results. Those physical results did not happen, disproving the ether. Earth's movement, that's measured. Astro Electronics for $2 says, Fatsoid and Witsit need to learn physics. That's never going to happen. Nivok Spilkman became a member. Welcome to Scrappers.
That the measuring apparatus contracted, but it looks exactly the same size. Time slowed down, just coincidentally the exact right amount to make us think that the Earth is stationary, but it's actually not. But we can't just. I don't agree with that, but it could still be moving. That doesn't make any sense. Like, it isn't moving. The answer, and Aries' failure proves definitively that it's not moving. And this is kind of like the issue. This is the issue.
Aries' failure, again, was about the aether, not about Earth's movement. If there was aether, light coming into the telescope would have acted a certain way. It did not.
You said, but now I just thought we were lied to about the shape of the Earth, so now I don't really care about that. What do you mean? That's actually the inverse of how I feel, right? The most important part of it almost is that the Earth is stationary, because that means it's in the center and it was
created.
created.
God no matter what? You believe in God no matter what? So for me, there's a creator no matter what, whether the Earth is out amongst the galaxies or whether it's the central point. Neither of those is going to make me. It's not like if.
What? You don't believe in a creator, Jiren?
No, Jiren kind of does believe in a creator, just not like in God and Jesus and all that.
You definitely don't believe in a creator.
Well, how are you telling someone what they believe? That's not how that works.
How can we call it that Jiren's probably going to come call out saying aliens created us if he really wants to call a creator? You guys agree?
No, not in the fucking slightest.
Jiren's a nut job, man.
I agree.
Irony again. Flatsoid, you can't add up or face the right direction.
Completely. Yeah.
Yeah, he's sounding a little nutty.
Because he definitely hates God, so he's not going to say God's a creator. So he's obviously going to go to looking at creation being the creator, like aliens. Anyway, guys, I think this is all we really need to see, because they're just going to moan about this for the last 5 minutes. Oh, what are your guys' thoughts?
Right. So, the majority of this stream has been covering, for Catsoid, covering Jiren and Witsit. We've also had 3 debates. Wait. Yeah, 3 debates. 4 debates, actually, because, there was 2 in the servers. We've had Dave McKean on. We've had Planner Walk on. Emma, I do kind of need some. I want to say thanks to everyone for the amazing support they've given during this stream. It's been absolutely incredible. Now, Emma and I are working together on the channel, and we've got lots of plans coming up. There's going to be an entire new bunch of merch created, which Emma's going to be in charge of. New episodes of Flerfs are Idiots, which each episode will have special merch linked to it. Scam baiting debates. Sorry, not debates. Scam baiting streams. More Flat Earth debates. More covering Flat Earth nonsense in general. There's lots of stuff coming up on the channel. But one thing that I'm going to start doing on the channel, which is a bit out there, is some pretty heavy cannabis advocacy. Because, and I don't say this lightly, guys, but cannabis saved my life. I still am in agony every single day. But cannabis allows me to function, to deal with the pain in a way that I'm able to. I was on painkillers, opioids for like, half a decade. And they ruined me. And I was not well. And I honestly feel like that could have been the end of me. And, having cannabis it's like a magical thing that allows me to deal with pain, at least sometimes. I don't get high. I don't get stoned. I'm allowed to deal with pain. And the fact that it's illegal is something that blows my mind. Like, it's medicine. It's a plant. Do you know why it's illegal, right? When there was prohibition in the States, right? They put that amendment into the Constitution. Production and sale of alcohol is legal, right? Prohibition. But then they realized that didn't fucking work. So they then put another amendment into the Constitution to end prohibition. The only time I think that an amendment's been overturned, really. And the American government needed to criminalize something. Needed to find something to attack. And that's where cannabis came in. Oh, see the Mexicans. Oh, they're bringing all that wacky-backy in and becoming violent people because of the cannabis. The marijuana. Oh, it's so bad. They had to, make something evil because they didn't have alcohol anymore. It was never illegal before that. So many places around the world. Just used it constantly. Emma, you cunt. Thank you very much. I'm trying to wrap up. Yeah, there was a lot of racism involved because it was the Mexicans and the black people bringing the cannabis. Oh, the Mary Jane. It's going to destroy you. But that kind of spread across the world because America's, the world. But that's why it's illegal around the world now, is because of that fucking stupid nonsense. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be illegal. Like, literally allows me to be a human and a father and to function. Oh, dear, that is Virgin Media here. Huh. I may have to end the stream because I think someone's here to do stuff with my new internet. Bear with me. Rubik's, I really don't want you to get in trouble. Right, guys. Genuinely do not donate anymore because I may have to stop the stream to deal with Virgin being here. Bear me 1 second.
Pick it up, pick it up. Is it duck? Is it potato? Watch the screen and wait for the show. What's revealed, we're dying to know. Is it turf or a potato? Check it out. Turf or potato? Yes, I'm right, let's go. Turf or potato? It's the game that steals the show. Look at the picture, don't make a mistake. Is it a spud or is it a face? Out of the ground or from his own behind? Turf or potato, what will you find? Right on! Yo, can you tell what's underneath a derpy mugshot or a root beneath? With every guess, we laugh and cheer. Is it dirt for a potato? Let's make it clear. Hang it up, give it a show. Dirt for potato, let's go. Skank it out, skank it out. Is it from the dirt or a funny disguise? Could it be a tater or a pair of eyes? What's in the ground or lurking around? Dirt or potato, where will it be found? Could it be smooth or full of lumps? Maybe it's grown on someone's big rump. Get your guess in, let's see what's true. Dirt or potato, it's all up to you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll get the picture, don't make a mistake. Is it a spud or is it a face? Out of the ground or from his own behind? Dirt or potato, what will you find? A pile of soil or a starchy friend? Guess it right and you'll ascend. Look real close, don't let it slide. Is it dirt or a potato waiting inside? Let's go, rude boys. A garden patch or a silly trick? Will you pick the right one or end up quick? Whether it's dirt or a golden spud, dirt or potato, here comes the flood. A mystery unfolds, what will it be? A lovely spot or dirt, can't you see? With every reveal, we're in for a laugh. Dirt or potato, it's the ultimate craft. Dirt or potato, guess it right, let's go. Dirt or potato, it's the game that steals the show. Beneath the earth or just pretend, a lump of soil or some dumb trend. Pick your choice, don't hesitate. Dirt or potato, now seal your fate. What's in the box, what will appear? A mash of dirt or something unclear. Make your move, we're almost through. Dirt or potato, it's all on you. Will it be fries or a dirty pile? Guess it wrong and we'll laugh for a while. Test your luck, it's time to go. Dirt or potato, let the guessing flow.
Right, so we've got 15 minutes to go, and that's going to have to be it, because... Oh. View it. I don't know what's going on. Show. Can't see it because it's too bright, I guess. That's a... That van there, I don't know if you can see it because of the light. That's a Virgin Media fan. And they're here to do stuff with my internets. So... what I'm going to do is I'm going to say thank you very much, everyone, for the incredible support that this stream has that you've shown me during this stream. I could not ask for a better audience. I love every single one of you from the bottom of my heart. I literally can't say thank you enough. Emma?
Yeah?
What's happening?
Fitting some stuff at the front.
Right, okay.
So we're not coming in or anything.
Right. Looks like they're putting stuff out in the garden, so we're going to have to get that stopped in a minute. Right. 24 hours, guys. 24-hour stream. Incredible. Again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. I'll do another one in 3 months' time. This is happening every 3 months. Now, this one I'm going to have to stop because... I'm getting new internet and I'm so excited. No more buffering. But genuinely, I'm one of the luckiest people in the world, basically. And it's all because of you. That are like, I don't know, shooting stars.
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should we
all my love
for a brain
to my
right
FTFE
now,
corp,
brain
my
right
Greg
now,
corps.
brain right now.
Good morning. These words come with a storm warning. Better batten down the hatches, grab some matches and brace yourself for a long day of misery. YouTube has given me the power to reach up into the sky and show you all that we live on the ball. I bring you science that's comprehensible. Your view is indefensible. You're reprehensible. No one's too sensible. When I was young, I never thought I would be here to see this. A pile of random nonsense dressed up as bulls. Your ignorance will be the death of us all, like running head first full speed into a wall. You could always read a book by a telescope, set it up and take a photo of the moon, or just be a buffoon. I send you in a balloon up to the stratosphere in page 3.
You're a few fries short of a happy meal. You're dumber than a box of hair. The wheel's spinning but the hamster's dead, and you're as smart as bait. You forgot to pay your brain bill. You're missing a few buttons on the remote control. 24 cents short of a quarter.
Thank you so much, everyone.
You're surfing in Nebraska.
Actually,
you're as bright as Alaska in December, and you fell out of your family
need to
tree.
remake this with correct spelling.
You don't have all the cornflakes in one box.
Emma,
you got an
you're a
IQ
cunt,
of
great
2
spot.
and it takes
I love
3
you more
to
than I can
grunt.
explain.
The elevator doesn't go all the way up, and there's a vacancy on the top
Rubik's
floor.
board.
Your antenna doesn't pick up all
Astro.
the channels. You're
All of
simple,
you
not short of
fly
a
your
fruitcake.
Mr. Sensible,
Calm down, don't go too hard. You don't need to hustle burying Flerfs in your backyard. You're a man of science, poise and grace. Mage 2 did everything to wipe the grins off the face. So Nathan, get away from those kids. The world is not flat and it doesn't have a lip. Recognize the differences between the textbook and the Bible and control yourself. Lay off your slander and your lies. You're a bunch of knobs poisoning the well of the youth, spreading lies that you like to claim as knowledge and truth. Stop spreading fresh bullshit like the butter on your bread. Maybe a musical assault will knock some sense into your head. I hope one day you'll hear these lyrics and smile, and you realize you used to be a 40-year-old child. Now it's time to wake up, open your eyes and see, and acknowledge the existence of
gravity.
You're a few clowns short of a circus. Your phone is off the hook. Your sewing machine is out of thread. You're on foam and no beer. You don't have all your dogs on one leash. Your intellect rivaled only by garden tools. There's no break in your silo, and your skylight leaks a little. Your belt doesn't go through all the loops. You couldn't pour water out of a boot without instructions on the heel. Your slinky's kinked, and you're proof that evolution can work in reverse. A few feathers short of a whole duck, one fruit short of a full bowl.
Airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars. Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now.
You thought it was over? Well, I'm still standing while you're swinging, flinging feces, talking shit just like the human centipede. You got the mind of a chimp, and I'm here to expedite your shore leave. Cause I'm a seaman, but not the kind I ripped up when your mom's gums. I'm the kind that sailed submarines and fired guns. I could float a boat across the ocean with my eyes closed, circumnavigate the globe with a compass and a bag of sausage rolls. Well, all you can do is nibble on your toes. I'll smack you with the hose that you call a water level, sit and swivel. You nasal gazing muppet, you can stuff it harder than the wallet stuffed by Warren Buffett. And I don't care about your sauces unless you're serving them, and I don't care about your lines unless you're curving them. Now step away from me, you're sucking up my oxygen with the vacuum where your brain should be, you dumb fuck.
Well, thank you very much, guys. Until next time, here's Emma's song, Waiting for Craig.
Yeah! We're all here, hot and bothered, money out, neatly gathered, ready for the dirty talk, the tease. Craig, oh Craig, bring us to our knees. Waiting for Craig, yeah, waiting for Craig. Wallet out, legs spread, waiting for Craig.
428 new members, guys.
Hand, cunts twitching across the land. Credit cards are standing proud, part of the horny waiting crowd. Waiting for Craig, yeah, waiting for Craig. Wallet out, legs spread, waiting for Craig. Screen is gleaming, ready to kiss. With our mouths on, anticipate us, gonna torch it.
Remember, guys, stupidity is not a right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. You've no idea how much your support means to me. I'm struggling a bit at the moment. It means the world, and it's been an incredible to a .me and right. Fight the flat earth. Fight. Stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth. See you tomorrow. Remember, stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth. Fight the flat. Fight the flat.